Hello, and welcome to Black Winter Nights, here on the D20 Multiverse, with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and my lovely, lovely players, the Black Winter Nights. Dane, the Paladin, is on his way. He should be here. He's supposed to be here a minute ago, according to my clock, which,
Should we just spend the whole campaign just ignoring?
Maybe armor just slows him down.
Well, he's still carrying our gold, right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why he's
By
on
the way, he
He's
shows
just a
up.
glorified bag of holding back.
By the way, Dan, you have 3 points of exhaustion. What? Oh, you just carried
None of that gold was yours, man.
every conceivable piece of gold we could find. You just had to carry it.
We'd like to give a shout out to our new followers, Oswald, and Sundays Rainy. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sure.
And-
Lee Harvey, I wonder if that's that
And
one.
Monk Wolfgang comes
Monk.
in chat waiting.
Ah, Wolfgang, nice to see you, buddy. Welcome along to the D20 Multiverse. Hope you're enjoying your Monday morning, Tuesday evening, or Wednesday afternoon. I don't know I don't know where I am. So,
Tuesday morning.
I sighed something.
Are you naming all the days, or just not? Or you're just like?
You're just unsure when now is.
Yeah, I'm unsure when that was. But thanks for being along on tonight's episode. It's going to be a great one. The stuff I have ready to throw at these guys, I wouldn't be surprised if someone emotionally broke during this game.
Well, you did kill a character in the last campaign.
It's true, but you shouldn't show up late to the stream.
Did you kill it, or did they just kill themselves?
No, I definitely killed them.
Alright.
So he's got the taste of blood now. He's
Yeah.
gonna do it for the
Yeah.
rest of us.
So we are nearing the end of the current campaign arc. In fact, the Black Winter Knights find themselves tonight facing Nemasai the Dragon Rider, easily the greatest challenge they've ever faced in their lives. So we will see what happens there, and then we're taking a quick break over Christmas. From the live streams, we'll still be putting out Dragon Tavern, NPCs, D20 After Hours, all that kind of stuff.
And maybe a special video here.
And maybe a special video here and there. Thank you, Dave.
And it won't be Ollie with his clothes.
And
Yeah.
beat me with my wait, what?
That's not even special.
A personal review of D&D erotica.
Yeah, I
Oh my
mean,
god, we just
I've been
went
writing
from,
it, so someone has to
D20.
do something with it. Actually, one of my greatest mistakes was stumbling onto a fan fiction website about Pokemon, and within 2 chapters, no, I'm not even going to go there. Just don't, is my advice.
Do it.
He became
It is
emotionally
fantastic. There are some great ones out there.
There's really not. Anyway, if you guys are ready to face Nemasai, the party made their way into the pocket dimension of the King of the Four Lords of Violence. A pocket dimension containing the Eternity Storm. A dark place indeed. They had come across Azers, Berserkers, Gibbering Mouthers, Basilisks, Vampires, the attempted resurrection of the Ogre King. However, making their way stealthily and cleverly through the Eternity Castle, they found their way to what is dubbed simply the Arena, where they'd been told by a guard, through the use of some very clever spells like Calm Emotions, they'd managed to break the hold that Nemasai the Dragon Rider had over that guard, and he essentially led the party where they needed to go. Dane is in the house, welcome!
Yay!
The Paladin has arrived. I can stop vamping, alright. So, the party made their way to the second story of the great obelisk in the centre of this pocket dimension, past the Drago Lich in its powerful cage, and right up to the doorsteps of the arena. The guard that you had with you had volunteered himself to open this door and reached into the doorknob betwixt the metal mouth of the creature on the doorway. It clamped down upon him, and as he drew back his hand, blood splattered on the ground, drips and drops. However, the door itself lay open. The hot, acrid air blasted the party. The heavy smoke that plumed out of this room left some of you coughing and spluttering. The guard himself drew his sword, and as the smoke cleared, stepping down from a grand throne, an old wizened wizard-type figure, long beard almost to the floor, dark purple robes with chains, and a scythe, a great grand black scythe emanating purple crackling energy. The room itself was this bizarre mixture of intense hot and intense cold that just changes on the flick of a dime. As he looks upon the party and gazes upon you all the lights seemingly around you just seem to dim and shut down until all you can see is him and his glowing scythe. He takes a step forward and his footsteps echo in the chamber. Well, they said you'd made it through. To be honest, I didn't think it was possible. He reaches from behind him and pulls the severed head of one of his guards. Maybe I should have believed him. And he throws it, and splat, 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 it rolls across the floor. Now, my friends, let's talk. Enter. And he motions for you to walk through the doorway. What do you guys do?
Can I look to the berserker? I forgot his name.
Joran.
Joran.
Yes.
Joran of Red Rum. I'll look to Joran and see what his reaction is to that.
You can see a look of familiarity on the face of the decapitated head that rolls across the floor, and tears kind of well up in his eyes, and he just points the sword at Nemasai. You trapped me here. I remember now. You stopped me but I remember now. I had a life once. Now this, yes, my friend. But what you feel is life within you. Oh, the flickering fear. You feel alive, don't you? I swear, I will be the one to slay you, Nemasai.
Wow.
What would you guys like to do? He's still ushering you in. He hasn't left the room. In fact, he stands in the center of the arena.
What do we have to talk about, Nemasai? We killed the other Lords of Violence. I think you know how this ends.
So it was you. Brave adventurers, then. Commendations are in order. Or perhaps a deal. And he looks right into you, Gorstag, and briefly that flicker, this image just passes in front of your mind, of this Temple of the Screaming Scare, where you'd been imprisoned underground, and then it fades. I hold an option, I suppose you'd call it. Quid pro quo, huh? Deal of such. You came here to fight, I assume. And he kind of gestures at your weapons. But what of an alliance? What if you joined me? Together we could take this world. Every kingdom, every land, every peasant. Servants for our whims. All you'd have to do would be join.
You mean we're back on the original plane now?
If I was to allow you to walk out of this place, of course. But I'm sure that remains to be seen. What say you? Join me?
We can't let him enslave others like he's enslaved Joran. Let's
So
go
I
get your
feel-
life back, Joran.
I feel if we look after him like a nanny to a baby, we teach him the ways of the humans.
Like a nanny.
Yes.
Can't make a wisdom saving throw, please. As this dark
Petulant
purple
child.
streaks from his hand in a flash towards the Aarakocra bird.
Oh my god, you got it right.
Yeah.
Finally.
He said it.
That was the big surprise for me.
Yeah. Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
14.
DC 16.
Aw.
As this flash of a purple arcana just glows brightly in your eyes for 1 second. Your vision returns, and at first you see nothing changed. Kind of look around and think, is that it? Is that it? Is that a tit? Is that tit? You collapse to your knees, enthralled in Tasha's hideous laughter, unable to move or speak. The less pertinent among you might think that this is some kind of game, that your lives are not tied to what happens here. In fact, you might be thinking, a farce. I assure you, my methods of torture are very real. I ask you once more. Join me. The sound of the chortling laughter now echoes and reverbs from this ground.
You have nothing that you could possibly offer us.
Yeah, I'll kick him as well.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to-
Yeah.
You take some damage and the spell fades. Unfortunately, the ribs kind of bruise a little bit, but you regain your composure and stand once again with your bird-like talons.
If that's all you have to say, I suggest that you make peace with whatever deity you pray to.
I am the deity. He swings his scythe around in his hands in a fan-blade kind of motion and puts it to his back. Let the games begin, my friends. But before he can do anything, Joran points a sword. We will be the end of you, wizard. And charges forward. This is where we all roll initiative.
Alright. That's a number.
That's what you want.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, that's good.
Better than no number. Ooh, that.
Prepare to
Character
die.
sheets on there.
Oh,
Oh,
that would be you there. Just make sure I'm not handing you anything else vital.
Don't worry, just hand me the boss. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll play him.
Read the letters. This is the weakness.
The following week. By the way, you can't talk. Your mouth's filled with gold. You're like carrying.
Oh yeah,
gold.
yeah.
We loaded you up like a pack animal.
Brilliant, I expect no less.
We figured, the dwarf would take all the gold.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, we'd like to once again thank Leonard, who was very kind enough to donate to us several times. That allowed us to buy this wonderful battle cam. We love you, Leonard. I really should clean these before the session, but it's yeah.
But that would involve too much
It's
work.
part of the fun.
Fun to build up the action.
Okay, let me just let me draw you a little picture here. We have Nemasai himself. Ooh, God, that's a sexy miniature. Anyway, I actually work in a shop that sells those, so I get staff discount. Ooh, okay.
You mention that every single time.
That's
you
because
read
it's exciting. All right. Okay, this grand.
You get staff benefits.
Not every place does that.
Yeah, it's true.
New World doesn't.
I mean, like every company I've ever worked for, I've
Oh,
always got some kind
yeah.
of.
I used to get 10% off as long as you worked over 40 hours.
That might have been it. You had to be
Over 40 hours, yeah.
No, if you're part time at like Countdown, you still get your 5% off.
Okay. Simultaneously, would everyone please roll perception as well? Don't forget your initiative rolls, but roll perception as well.
Can I just go ahead and tell you what I got for initiative?
No.
Quite proud.
That's pretty dangerous.
Not because I'm going to forget it immediately.
Okay. Don't worry. Oh,
Can I grab an ogre, please? Yes. That is perfect. Yeah.
did you roll a 5 for initiative as well?
And this feels
Did you roll
Oh,
a 5?
No, sorry, I did roll 5.
I was
but
trying to get
I
used to
won
it.
Oh, thank you.
I love that minus one dex.
yeah.
It's not gold language out. It's not my fault.
Exactly.
I think
It's our greed. This hands are goblins.
They're poisoning my eyes. I'm really scared to hate
just
it
like,
already.
get it shaved before, and then you're gonna get like 2 haircuts in a year.
I actually
I was
thought
the opposite. I was
we should make you legally with the behind so you can carry more gold. So
Yeah.
they're going to go ahead with that. So.
Mine's
Smite with coins.
That you saw
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like when it stops growing, and then like 2 months after that, then like it starts growing again.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite lucky.
Well, so it looks like it starts growing.
Yeah.
It continuously grows, but it's here.
Did you do it yourself?
No, this is like down at the 50s.
Oh, nice.
They're not bad.
Yeah, I got my
5 minutes.
I got my flatmate to cut mine last time. It wasn't too bad in my opinion, but I went and had a barber do it. A guy who knows.
Okay. 20 to 25.
It's like, okay, shut up.
You gotta stop talking about
Here,
this.
is this perception or initiative?
We'll say perception first. Oh, Nemasai got a nat 20 on his. His initiative. Okay, perception rolls.
Well, I actually also got a nat
60.
20 on initiative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's got?
You said perception again.
Yeah, perception first.
Perception, 16.
17.
12.
2.
Sorry, what?
Perception.
Sorry, 14.
You're just thinking of ponies and.
I was just looking at all the 6 spells I'm going to cast.
Right. So let me set the scene as you guys enter the room. Heat blasting from this side. The grate on the wall. This grand cage like door, with fire flickering from it every so often, and eruptions of smoke as well. However, the other side of the room, piercing cold, and from the grate on that wall, breath. Crystallized. The far side, you've got this gateway with a very nice skull up on the top. Excellent. Over here, you have a general vortex. This purplish white light that's just kind of glowing in this like basin of energy in the ground. You've got a ogre statue there. You can see over in this corner a person tied to a torture rack, an orb on a plinth. There are channels in the ground, and two chains on either side in this corner. Now, initiative 20 to 25. Nat 20. Right.
Yes.
So, how do you determine if it's a
Dex.
dex?
Yeah, just
So what is your dex bonus?
Mine's +2.
So you'd be at 22.
But Is it okay?
It's nat 20, so if between me
No,
and
so is
whoever
his.
has the
So
highest
is.
dex.
Oh no, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong page. Sorry,
No.
my bad.
What? So,
There.
so
Whoever
that-
has the highest initiative bonus.
Is
The
that not
initiative
ogre?
bonus. is the
Sorry?
same.
They're
That's
not
last
ogre.
dex.
Yes.
Why don't you use the ogre one?
I
is it?
looked through
Yeah.
and I couldn't find
Because
one.
some people have this.
Is that
proficiency to
Yeah,
the-
that's
Switch.
yeah.
Okay. His dex is
Does he have proficiency to initiative?
no.
No. Alright, yeah, so it's just dex versus dex.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just realised he doesn't actually have a dex score, so I'm just gonna add that in now.
Well,
You know his weakness.
Oh,
18. Oh, plus 3.
unfortunately, he goes first. He actually does.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Alright.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, he's.
Well, I'm just like based on what the rest of us.
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then Kai. Alright.
Those are some nice models.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
my-
Okay. 15 to 20.
Those are really cool. 15.
15.
Yeah.
Alright.
My cousin passed away a few weeks ago, and they were going to chuck away all the stuff. He lives in Melbourne, where he lived.
Right.
Uh,
And you just like send it over.
Yeah. So we got a legion of them now. 10 to 15.
12.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Yeah. You guys will see them in the next arc.
Do you mind,
We could
well,
go rescue
mentioning
someone who
their names
dies.
so we can-
5 to 10.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Peter? So, thanks, Peter, for,
boy,
well,
he's passed away.
I mean, you know,
Dang.
you had good taste.
Oh.
Really
Okay.
sucks, but yeah, thanks.
Is the resident bard going to request fighting music?
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, party.
But I
This
enjoyed,
is fighting music
I enjoyed the meta.
in a pub.
Okay, let's have a look. I think Dragon Warrior might be appropriate for this scenario.
Sounds good.
Let's just all wait in silence. There it is. All right. Bring it on! The war to end all wars. Nemasai the Dragon Rider versus the Black Winter Knights. First up, Nemasai himself.
Let's get it on.
As you guys, I suppose I'll put you on the mat actually. You guys enter. So we've got Gorsar. We have the Arakokra.
Throw me on a dice. I'm flying already.
Okay, you're flying already.
Yeah.
Alright, Arakokra in the air. I realised. Oh, there you are.
I
Okay.
take it this is like a dome.
Zai, Kai.
Yes.
So get it, guys.
You got Arakokra.
Dane. And you get. Orfunk. Half orc.
In Gorslog, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is everyone. And the
I'm
guard.
just memorizing all the names.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
I actually got them right.
Oh, and can we have Duran?
Jorana's there. Very well, gentlemen. Let the fun begin. Nemasai, as he motions for you to enter, waits patiently with the scythe upon his back, the crackling purple energy darting over his shoulders. As he's satisfied that you're all within, the door slams shut behind you. Dust kind of echoes from the top of it and scatters, lightly dusting the floor. He's quite far away, so he is going to, and he doesn't reach for this weapon. Instead, he puts his hand out and this dark blue crossbow. He gestures and says, my favorite toy. The Ice Bolt Destroyer. It's really quite fun. And shoots a ray across the room. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 1, 2, 3, 4, the guard,
How
unfortunately.
dare he have range attacks?
I learned from the last session. You can't hit me. I am 30 feet in the air. That means I'm immune to everything. Not quite, my friend. Not quite.
one weakness!
So, Oliver, I have a Stone of Instant Shield. Can I use that on someone else?
If you're within 10 feet, which
Am I?
you're not. You bravely strode into the room. Now, I shall be, for Nemasai himself, using my most expensive dice, the metal one. Now, you will note that this is notoriously unlucky, but we'll see what happens. The ice bolt streaks out across the room. That is a 19, plus 6 is a
Unlucky for
25.
some.
Alright, what did I put? I took all these dice out, like, in preparing to move, and then I put them all back. Again, because I'm very stupid. Alright, an ice bolt shoots from the thing, streaks across the room, hits the guard square in the chest. That is 11 plus 2, 13. Cool, he's going to make a save. As it sinks into me, falls to one knee, and he kind of looks at you guys. He stands back up. Don't worry. And this this dark ice just starts streaking across him. He's going to make a con save. That's going to make it. Okay, his speed is not reduced. He pulls the bolt from the and throws it on the ground. It sparks. However, he did take 13 points of damage. Is he still up? Is he still up? His last words. Friends, kill him. He's dead. That's it. That's the end of him.
What a great guest character.
Standing up.
I've already forgotten the guy's name.
Yeah.
Torel.
Once again, he did get a taste of blood, and now he's coming for the rest of us.
Moontown has just got a reputation to live.
I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave him there. But unfortunately, he was a guard taken from the monster manual. 11 hit points.
Yeah.
All right.
The thought that just went through my mind: what would fate do? Combat well.
Nemasai gestures his hand, and the ice bolt destroyer, which had once resided there, puffs into bluish smoke. He then takes a few steps forward. The sound of his metal clawed boots on the stone floor. Tink, tink, Zai. Kai, fuck it! This is Kai, you're up. Over here.
Where am I?
That's a good question.
Takes a couple
Do I
steps
have you
forward.
on here?
Kai, you're second
I
on
think it's
the
the far
list.
right.
No, I didn't, because I thought no, sorry, there you are. No, that's it. That is you. Who am I missing?
Is it?
That's everyone. No, okay, yeah, this is you.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
I thought you were the hood guy. Oh.
Sorry, just before we go
Were
any
you?
further, who's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
other?
Yeah.
Who's the black figurine on the?
This one?
That's yeah.
That's an ogre statue.
Oh, it's a statue. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a statue.
Just
Yeah,
a statue.
it's
Okay.
totally
I
not
can
gonna
tell
come to life.
we don't want to turn the statue.
Just
Okay.
a statue.
Kai.
How far away am I from everyone else?
From everyone else, your closest ally is 15 feet away.
Good. I'm going to breathe a flame as a bonus action.
Yes, I imagined you might.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to instantly cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Okie dokie. So, Zai the Fire
Can
Mage.
I twin a Scorching Ray?
What do you mean?
Because there's so to fire 3 bolts, can I twin one of them?
Put them together?
No. As a sorcerer, I can twin 1 bolt, so it becomes 2.
Yes.
Can I twin 2? Can I twin 1? Is what I'm saying.
So I have 3.
So
Have no idea.
I start off at 3, but I'm
Yeah.
casting it at a 3rd level, so it's 4. Can I twin so I can expend 1 more, so it becomes 5?
Your class, man.
Yeah.
What does it say?
I don't know. It just says like twinning is.
What does twin do? What's the wording?
Essentially, as you do this, I will describe what happened prior.
Yeah. Okay.
Zai strides into the room, takes his place on the right side of the room, the warmer side, in fact, and as he points a finger at the ground, this emanation of firebolt just hits, and he flips his finger, and it circles around him into this bright burning flame.
What is it? What does it say?
To be eligible, a spell must be incapable of targeting more than 1 creature. So it
Right.
specifically says Scorching
Damn.
Ray.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. However, you're now wreathed in fire, you point your fingers at
But if
Nemasai.
I borrow some points?
Yeah.
So-
What, Tom?
Yeah.
You good?
Well, yeah. 1 more.
I mean, I've got a countdown if you want.
No, I got
Okay. So, the first attack against Nemasai.
5, 19, 6, and 3.
19 hits. The
Okay.
rest do not.
Highest would be 11 with modifier.
No.
Okay.
Not even close.
Fair enough. There you go.
Essentially, Kai raises his hand, shaking
Still another.
slightly, understandably. But as the fire emanates in a small ball in the palm of your hand and shoots across the room, splitting as it does into several different beams, only one of them casts against Nemasai. Hits his shoulder, his cloak, briefly aflame until he just puts it out. All right, roll some
Oh
damage.
wait, that's 1. What am I on about? Why am I grabbing so many? Alright, it's 4 plus 3, so
7.
yeah, 7. Yep, that was a good idea.
We've got a pile of 6s there for you.
Thanks.
In case any of them
So,
shit.
essentially, ball of fire casts across the room, splits into several different beams. One, Nemasai kind of lazily pats out the fire on his shoulder, turns to you and says, "Really? I expected more. Is this all you have to offer? This will be quick work." Anything else you'd like to do?
No. that's
Okay. In that case, Arakapra, you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna pop a. It's action to use an item, right?
Potion to drink
Yes.
yourself is a bonus action.
Bonus action. Ooh.
It's an action to pour it down someone else's throat.
Alright. Alright, bonus action then. I'm going to actually pop that greater healing potion.
Alright.
Because,
Down goes the red, darkish liquid,
Yes,
and
I
as
need
soon
this
as it touches your throat, there's a wonderful, glowing, velvet feeling just fills your
don't have
mouth.
any more D4s, do you? I'll just roll 2.
I got more details.
Just need one more.
There you go.
Yeah. That's not the sweet pink one.
This is where hoarding dice comes in handy.
Yeah, I know, right? All you need is 4 sets in your set.
Got like
Alright. Wow. I'm glad I did this now. Alright, I mean...
Wow, so it's 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 HP.
Alright, the Aarakocra you just see some of the wounds that he's taken up until this point just close. However, the lingering effect of this potion is this kind of nice, bendy, warm feeling that stays with you. Anything else you'd like to do for your action?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it.
I'm going to take some unnecessary caffeine, even though I'm quite
That shit is amazing.
Yeah, I know, I just discovered
So
it today.
good. It is 10 milligrams more caffeine than energy drink.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
And only half the price. Go.
Fun fact. Cool. I'm gonna fire off 2 shots at the boss.
Have you bled on your weapon?
No, not
Okay.
yet. That's why I was drinking the potion.
Okay, cool. So the Aarakocra loads an arrow on the bolt from the crossbow and shoots across the room.
That would be a 13 to hit.
Does not.
And 17 to hit.
Does not.
Alright.
These 2 bolts approach Nemasai at great speed. However, without even looking, he turns and with a single finger just and they scatter off course and into the side of the room. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that supposed to hit me?
I mean, you hit it with your finger, so...
You'll die first. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
How high can I fly?
The roof is massive, so as high as you want.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm not
50
gonna.
feet up!
Okay. The Aarakocra takes off into the sky. Gorstag, dwarven, no sorry, half-elf paladin, champion of Pelor. It's your action.
My boy. What's the other stuff that's in the room? So
Okay.
There's you see there's an orb of some kind.
There's
and
an orb on a
altar of some
plinth, and a tortured victim, looking less human than he was, halfway through the process of becoming a berserker.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Grand
Then
Gate,
make you my
a
paladin
vortex.
deputy. So that can be true. He
Say?
can be a paladin. I'll make him my deputy.
Okay.
Bring a badge and
Sorry,
a gun.
cleric. Cleric.
Don't push it.
Cleric.
Yeah.
Sorry, and
fine.
an orb. Can you, what's happening with the orb?
It's sitting there, occasionally giving off a little hum.
That's just...
Cool. Alright, what do I want to do? Alright, for stuff, I'm going to use spiritual weapon. Actually, how far away from Big Bad am I?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 feet.
Cool. I will cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action
Right.
and manifest that next to him and attack with that.
Alright, now, because I've got wonderful figures here, I am going to determine that your spiritual weapon takes the mocking figure of a skeleton with a scythe
Yep,
to mirror
absolutely.
Nemasai's own weapon.
And the attack roll for that is a 21.
That does hit. As this creature behind Nemasai in the light of Pelor, condensed into physical form, rises up from the stonework. The skeleton holding a scythe and swings with great speed, strikes Nemasai in the back. Roll some damage.
Cool. So I'm just going to check that. Cool. That is going to be 6 plus. So that's going to be 9 plus damage.
Nicely done.
Cool. So that was a bonus action. So I've got my main action.
Yeah. 9. Essentially, Nemasai, still addressing the bird, does not see but feels indeed this spiritual radiant. Is it radiant damage?
That one is force.
Force damage. Rip through the back of his cloak and a mere scratch. Nice try. But you see a flicker of anger across his face.
So for some movement, I'm going to kind of like move to the right a bit towards where the orb is.
Okay.
Like not in like a direct line. I just want to kind of circle towards that part of the room. So maybe
Okay.
not even my full movement. Maybe
Okay.
like 20 feet or something.
Like there?
Yeah, and then.
More caffeine.
So
Don't use that.
I'm literally just 90% caffeine and like I'm
I like
10% bones and 90% caffeine.
Well, I like it before you're saying your heart's racing. It's like, more caffeine!
Actually, D&D calms me, so I need to bring the nervousness back up.
I need to be twitchy.
Exactly. For this I do.
We're close to hospital.
Yeah, it's fine. If my heart explodes, at least it'll be live on the internet.
The last thing.
Heart attack on screen.
I might actually. I'll cast Spirit Guardians as well. Actually.
Alright.
So that's not going to affect him now because he's too far away, but I'll get it out of the way.
Cool. So what does that do?
So that in a 15 feet radius around me, there becomes like a magical. I'll get the actual wording from it. So
I've just been collecting
I
these
call
and
forth spirits to protect me. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you go to neutral, which I am, they appear angelic or fade. They'll be angelic. And any creature coming into that area has to take a wisdom saving throw or takes damage.
Fantastic.
And the any affected creature speed will be halved. And the only creatures that aren't going to be affected are the party members.
Excellent. So Gorstar kind of waves his hand across the ground, and these spiritual spectral forms rise from it once more, this time protecting you. Gorstar, as you watch them flit around, you see a lot of different faces across their form, but the one that really sticks out is Owl, smiling at you. She kind of just nods, and you feel the grace of Pelor into your being. Is that all you're doing with your turn?
Yep, that is.
Well, the guard is dead, so I'm going to cross him off. Orthanc, half-orc bard, you're up.
Shit. How far am I from Big Nasty Man?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet.
Hmm.
You're also 15 feet from a rather nasty-looking vortex.
Yeah, can I have a look at that? What is that doing exactly?
Cool.
I don't want to go to it. I
Yeah,
want to
okay.
look.
Roll perception as a
Don't you
free
say you want to jump into the vortex?
Test. Yeah, yeah.
Head first.
5.
Okay, you hear unmistakably quite evil sounding mumbles, however you do not discern any words. Just
I'm gonna move away from that. I'm gonna move with Gorstar.
Okay. What's your movement?
30 feet.
Are you going full movement?
Yeah.
5, 10, 20, 25, 30.
And I'll actually, try and block between Gorstar and Nasty Man.
Alright.
And I will use the dodge action.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice. The half orc bard kind of just leans over the vortex and kind of rears back, going, "That can't be good," and then goes and plants himself firmly in front of Gorstar the paladin. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Dane. Sorry, cleric. Dane, the dwarven paladin. You're up.
No, I already, deputized.
Maybe I shouldn't sit them next to each other next time.
Definitely too confusing. We're not exactly alike though.
Just
Um,
doesn't look.
This is you. Yeah.
I will approach as fast as my waddling form can take me
I do believe that's 25.
with 25. Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
And I think might be my last lightning javelin.
Okay. So, from the hilt, this spear javelin, you catch it in the center of the air and loose it. As it does, it crackles to life. Its physical form changes into a bolt of lightning
And misses.
and scatters into this archway. Hits that, and as it does, there's this crackle. In fact, the doorway opens. This black purple energy now fills that archway, and from behind it, this gnarled face of just decay and disease just leans out, maybe 50 foot tall. This head just pokes through and goes back, and the archway remains an archway. Anything else you'd like to do?
I remember everything about that. I would like to also look at that portal.
Roll some perception. It's a free action.
How is a 6?
How is a 6? Words you do not recognize.
Alright.
Okay, back to the top of the initiative with Nemasai, the Dragon Rider. Let me think. Alright, he's got so many lovely things on this page. What should I do first? Okay, at this point, he reaches with lightning speed to his hilt, and as he does, pulls a small dagger. He stands for a brief moment, and the dagger lights, and in fact, his entire form bursts in fire, now trailing maybe 50 feet towards the ceiling, this burning bright fire. Gorstar, how much health does your spiritual weapon have?
It doesn't have a health modifier. You can't.
Okay, cool. Well, your spiritual weapon is now lost. You can't see it through the haze of fire around Nemasai. You just see a single hand throwing this dagger up and down. So many targets. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be Gorstar, I do believe. Nemasai the Dragon Rider throws it directly towards you.
I'm trying to be in the way. Does
Yeah.
that help at all? Partial half cover?
I think he's going to try and throw it at Gorstar, but it's going to end up hitting you.
Okay.
Do you,
Yeah. If it hits.
What about your shielding thing?
I am using the dodge action at the moment, which will give him disadvantage.
Okay. Alright, so it's gonna, yeah, you position yourself directly in front of Gorsak, so the dagger comes straight at you, but he's got disadvantage. Alright.
I've got 14 AC.
Okay. That's not gonna do it. Would have done without disadvantage, but the dagger in fire, and as it leaves Nemasai's hand, the fire around him fades. The flaming blade, however, travels and misses you, scatters over here. You turn to look, and it disintegrates. And you see on Nemasai's hilt, it reappears. Well, you know we're all human, but I won't miss next time. I promise you that.
Loot fit for a king.
He also, at this point, you see a familiar colour into his irises, red, and as he leaves the ground for a second, you see this vampiric energy start closing up some of the wounds. Now, because Fangoria and Silencia have been slain, one of the 4 of the Lords of Violence serving Nemasai, the regeneration does not do nearly as much as it would have. So you can take comfort in that.
Doesn't the weapon do radiant damage? Or
Here's one.
spiritual weapons.
That's force damage. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, Nemasai leaves the ground. His eyes flash red and he lands, ready for round 2. However, at this time, Kai, your action.
You said it. I am going to Scorching Ray.
Alright.
Normally. Unfortunately.
Another ball of fire emanates in his hand. This time, however, he narrows his eyes, gets his target clear before scattering it across the room. More caffeine.
Oh. Nat 20.
Unfortunately, he's immune to nat 20s. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
I mean,
2 13s. So.
Okay, well the nat 20 definitely hits. So roll damage, double it, and add the modifier. This time, as you focus, you just put as much energy as you can, and as it rockets from your hand, the center beam, the other 2 kind of scatter off. The spin of the dissipation kind of affects them too much, but the main beam just channels this bright burning light. It strikes him clear in the chest. Roll some damage.
21.
Holy mother of crap. He just manages to maintain standing. He turns back and he just says, "Oh, that was a mistake. That was a grave mistake."
That's exploding man, get him!
And he reaches behind himself and pulls the scythe and points it at you. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah.
I'm seeing I did full hit points, so I can't cast. I can't. Ooh, I regret not taking quickening. Everything's one action. That's me.
Arakocra, you're up.
Yep. Alright.
50 feet in the air. Yeah, I know. 50 feet in the air and 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And 50 feet from him, so 100 feet in total. Not quite, because Pythagoras, but yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, I think if I move like 50 diagonal, I can get within 30 of them.
Okay.
Because Pythagoras.
Diagonally, though, every second diagonal step is...
Oh yeah, we are doing that, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Alright. What if I free action fall to about 10 feet?
No, that's part of your movement.
Yeah, alright, fair enough.
Nice try.
Cool, yeah, no, it's fine. I can roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm gonna move like 50 that way. Maybe like 30 that way.
Okay, so like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're dangerously close to the vortex, but the bird kind of streamlines its way into where he needs to be.
So how high is the vortex?
It's currently 5, 10, 15 feet.
Oh, so it's like 15 foot hemisphere.
No, it's in the ground, so it's like a basin.
Oh, right. Do I feel its pull at all
Oh yeah.
from where I am?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, no, fair enough. I should probably...
It's just
fly.
crackling. You just hear like these mumbles of very dark sounding words.
Yep, no, fair enough.
All right. Have you bled on the
Ooh. I know primordial. Do I hear primordial?
You do not.
Alright. Anyway, let's
Okay.
roll at disadvantage.
Alright.
Oh, bleed on the weapon first.
All right.
Bleed on the weapon.
Rakokra cuts his own hand, bleeds on the weapon. As it does,
I've
it
got like
lights
blades
up.
on the crossbow. So
Oh,
to
okay, cool.
Speed up
That's
the,
nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch. And then loads a bolt and shoots it towards Nemasai.
16 and an 18. That would be a, what's 6 plus 8? Something.
24.
Higher than 20.
26.
Yeah.
That hits. All right. This time, narrows your eyes, gets your target in sight before you fire. You take a brief second to steady. And
8 damage.
okay.
And second one misses.
Okay. This bolt just, as Nemasai drags his scythe from his back and points it at Kai. Caught in the shoulder and he...
3 of that was fire damage, if that matters.
It does not.
Cool.
He then takes the bolt, stares at you, and pushes it further in.
That's gonna leave a wound.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No. I'd rather not antagonize the antagonist.
Cool.
Cleric.
I'll go.
That's
I'll
his
take
job.
the spiritual weapon to start.
Yes.
That's going to be a 16 to
Does
hit.
not hit.
Okay.
This time Nemasai is more aware of his surroundings and his second blade swipes. He just takes his scythe in this arc and woof, just kind of circle motions it out if you've ever done wind chime. Like that. Whoosh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off. But with a scythe.
A giant 10-foot pole.
He then spins back around. Well, this is fun, my friends. I almost appreciate you clambering your way into my home.
Glad to
So
see you're enjoying it.
For movement, I kind of want to keep on the same sort of direction I'm going in, so towards that part of the room, but again, maybe only like 15 feet of movement. Maybe
Okay,
20 feet,
fine,
something
yeah.
like that.
And Orthang dies.
Yeah, sorry,
A chew. Oh, I knocked over the villain. He's prone now.
And yeah, that'll do me, I think.
Okay. In that case, half-orc bard, you're up.
Cool. Seeing as Kai's taken the attention, whereabouts is he from where I am?
Kai.
We've both taken the attention.
So Kai himself is in this back corner here. That's where Nemasai is pointing his scythe at. He swings back and disarms the spiritual weapon and turns back to Kai.
Okay. I'll move to... What's the range on your fire aura?
10 feet.
Okay, I'll move to just outside of that, and then ready in action to grapple
Okay.
if Nemasai comes near enough.
Okay. Paladin. Dane of the Dankins.
Yes,
You see a brief pause in the moment. It's your time to strike.
Sure, yeah. I haven't grappled someone down for ages. You know, trivialise the boss fight. I will
You wish.
waddle up.
Okay.
Where does that take me to?
So, what? 25. So
25.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're within 10 feet. You also know that you're standing on a metal groove in the ground.
Ooh. Does it look like lava flows through it or something?
It's-
We went over it last.
But no metagaming. It's just a steel track in the ground about that wide.
Well, it wasn't metagamed, he was with the party.
I know, but if he doesn't remember, then he doesn't remember.
Fair enough. That's what you get for not watching the previous episode.
He wasn't here. He was carrying gold. He had no
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't see if
You guys
it was
literally
like-
just went here. Carry all the gold
All
that
the
you
gold.
can. We don't care if you're unable to fight. Just carry the gold. Well, I mean, you guys would be rich, but you'd be corpses. Rich corpses.
Well, rich corpse.
And
But
then
this
I'll
insurance is...
It's like Hugh Hefner. Ooh. Continue.
channel my divinity into my maul.
Cool. So as you raise your maul up, just this bolt of red lightning comes from the ceiling and hits it and emanates with a bright, burning glow.
I'll glower at Nemasai with that same sort of glow.
Roll intimidation.
Alright. That is a 19.
He falters and kind of takes a little step, moves his scythe from Kai to himself.
Oh god damn it.
You're very easily distracted.
Okay, Nemasai's up. So, he is going to move away from your spiritual weapon. Does your spiritual weapon get an attack of opportunity? No, does not. Okay.
Alright.
So, Nemasai runs into this corner. As he does, he puts his hand on a switch on the wall and flicks it. You hear this as a blade comes along this track. Dane, I need you to make a dex save, please.
How is a 5?
It's not going to do it. You
Real
take,
rolls.
I roll on that 1 on the damage, so you take 1 point of damage.
Oh,
that
nice.
would have been halved to 0.5, which would have been rounded back up to 1. This blade just comes out of the wall along the steel track. Another one comes along this side and cuts the body of the guard in half because he's actually lying on that. A spray of blood hits Orthanc and Zai. Kai. As this body just gets torn asunder as the blade right through the archway and back into the wall. This one cuts across Stain, but he kind of just gets caught in the hand. That's his bonus action. What's he going to do? In fact, he reaches in the same little control panel and flicks another switch. And that's when this grate starts opening. As it does, this blast of heat reaches into the room, and coming out of it, just these two paws. And this horrible hound, black fur, barks, and flame emanates from his mouth. I'm going to put him in the initiative order. 17, alright. He just wanders out.
How dare you move away?
Paw after paw. Along the ground. I do not think we have a dog miniature.
No, we don't. We have a rat miniature.
That could work, that could work. I don't know where that is.
There's a small rat.
Have
We don't have like a wolf miniature?
Not yet. Well, I do want to get one.
Oliver, have we seen a creature like this before, like with the lava lord?
Well, you got a rat one.
No, you guys, if that works. Alright. I don't believe you guys have fought this creature before.
Okay.
The other party has, but I don't think you have.
Okay.
As this creature walks out, it's just billowing smoke from its mouth. And as it roars a bit, there's just this horrible, like, you know, the road on a hot day, that kind of wavery thing. And even from when you are Arakocra, even from there, you can feel the heat emanating from this creature as it just... And Nemasai just turns around once more and says, "Feed, my love." And the dog looks to Nemasai and then looks back at you all. Okie dokie. As a bonus, is that? No, that's 2 actions. Isn't it? Yeah, that's all Nemasai is going to do at this time. So, Kai, Fire Mage, you're up.
I'm going to cast True Sight on Nemasai.
Okay.
True Strike, sorry. That's my action.
Okay.
As my bonus action, as I'm pointing at Nemasai, I'm gonna yell at the beast in order to attack him. So I'm gonna yell, "Slay! Kill!"
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Animal handling.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a solid set.
Does not even pay any mind
Yeah, okay.
to your thing.
Yeah.
You are, however, pointing at Nemasai, and all you have in your brain is just this flurry of images of all the potential steps that Nemasai might take. And you just kind of picture him and say, alright, those are his exits, this is where he's going to come, if he's going to attack me, if there's a melee range kind of thing. And you just kind of try and figure him out a little bit. Okay. The Hellhound. I do believe Gorstarg as you're the closest.
How far away is it from me?
It is now 10 feet away.
Wisdom save.
Alright.
Nice.
First, I actually have to grab its stats.
And it's also got half speed as well. Just FYI.
Okay.
It follows you, doesn't it? So once you get close.
Yeah, so the thing stays around me.
Oh my god.
Okay, Wiz
What
save.
about you and Crackle while you've got that up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't escape.
That's cocked.
Use movements.
18.
To get back up.
Yeah, 18 will do it, so it'll take half damage.
Alright.
Nice. That's so good.
So that's going to be 11 points damage.
Okay.
So 6 rounded up.
Okie dokie. Okay. Alright. So essentially, wait, is that fire damage?
Radiant.
Radiant, okay, sweet. It is, yeah, it's fine. So, as it gets closer, these spiritual wards just start cutting it. The small spiritual blades cut into his fur, and blood starts pouring down his pelt. But he's not even focusing on it. He just, and this emanation, this horrible fire of burning intensity, scatters in a 15-foot cone. I need you to make a dex save. But I don't think he can hit anyone else.
12.
Okay. Whoa! DC 12, so you take half damage. However,
I've got resistance as well. Does that mean I take half damage?
Again.
Again.
I do believe so.
So like quarter damage.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, quarter damage. Alright. Okay. So, got...
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of us.
10. Wait.
Oh, no.
25 quartered.
That's like
Yeah,
6.
6.25, but that's
Well,
we'll
six.
write down. Yep, so 6 points of fire damage. He's then going to see if he can recharge that, and he will not. Cool. That's all he's going to do. Orthanc, even from where you are, you feel the heat of this burning bright fire just emanates from there. Nemasai just, well done, my love, well done. That is all he is going to do in this case. Arakokra, you're up.
Alright. Another 50 towards because it's all I can muster.
20, 25, 30, 40, 50. Okay, you're within 15 feet. 20 feet. 15 feet.
And like 20 up in the air or something by this point.
Correct.
Cool. So I don't have to roll disadvantage anymore.
No, you do not.
And I can make 3 attacks.
Alright, here we go.
Alright. Give me that. Yeah. Thank you. Alright. That is, one of them's a 1.
Does not hit.
No, like a nat 1.
Yeah.
Another's a 19.
Just hits, yeah.
And a whatever 19 plus 8 is 27.
27.
2 hit, right. So even though you kind of just fly at great speed, streamline your way toward them until you're within a decent range, and then just shoot 3 bolts. 2 of them.
3, 5, 6, 8 damage, and 7 damage.
Okay. They pierce his skin. The bite of a bird, said to bring good luck, some think. Well, let's see if that's true, shall we?
That's the other side.
Is that your doing?
Yes.
Gorstar, you're up.
Cool. So first off, I'll move my spiritual weapon over next to what's the space again?
How far can you move it?
That's a good question actually. I think it's like 20 feet, but
Yep, you want to check, because
yeah, give me a sec. Where are we? 20 feet. Yeah.
20 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, you can't get there. 5, 10, 15. Oh, you can get within melee range. You
Alright,
can,
cool.
you can.
Sounds good. So I'll tackle that.
So the skeleton just kind of charges
Not gonna
towards.
hit though, 'cause
Alright.
it's like a 15.
He charges towards Nemasai and swings his force scythe at the will of Ghostarg. And Nemasai just, whew, not quite, my friend.
How close is the dog thing to me?
10 feet.
I'm gonna.
That's you. That's your thing, and that's the dog.
I'm gonna basically just move in a straight line now towards the orb.
Okay.
How close can I get to it?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 gets you within 5 feet.
Yeah, let's do that. How close am I to Nemasai if I do that?
5, 10, 15, 25.
Alright. Cool. And then can I investigate the orb as my action, please?
Roll Arcana.
That is a net 1.
So, you approach, and the one thing you do glean from this, however your heart is pumping, there's weapons and attacks being fired left, right and centre, you can't focus too much, you kind of just look, you see your own reflection staring back at you from the surface of the orb, and just this hum. But you don't know what it does. Not at this point. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Half-orc Bard.
Cool.
You're up!
I would like to move over. Can I get to the dog?
What's your speed?
30.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, each can.
Sweet. And I am going to pull out my rope. I'm going to grapple it with the intent to try and muzzle it. With
Okay.
Nice.
Alright.
So I guess it'll just be a grapple it first and then try and muzzle it later if I can.
Okay. So strength versus strength.
Athletics,
please,
if
all
it has
50
athletics.
for me.
Or acrobatics to escape if it wants to as well.
Okay, but can he use strength if he wants, or does it have to be?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's going to use strength.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh god.
God damn, I can't. I need a flat surface. 14.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So I got an 11.
So you get within range, and you go to muzzle it. But this thing, I mean, the way it's been trained is essentially anything that's not Nemasai gets close to him, he berserks. He just starts growling and snapping at you.
Alright, I will use my bonus action to give a little bit of inspiration to Gorstarg,
Okay.
so that he's a little better defended, and that'll be me.
Okay. All right. That is you. Then we're down to Dane of the Dangles.
I'll also give an inspiration. Give him the good sparkly smacks.
So, Gorstag, you feel like this combined shouts of your friends in this arena of death. And as you realise that these guys are fighting along your side with you, you just, fuck yeah, time to do some damage.
But everything's a little too far away, I think. How far away is Nemasai?
From Gorstag?
From me.
From you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 feet. It's a large rock.
I can't even double on that.
He's got bigger feet than me.
He does.
Yeah. How far's the doggo?
From you, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
It's not bad, but... I don't really have any spells either. I'll just run to Nemasai and I will be there next to him.
25?
No, I'll double move.
Okay. 25. Alright, now you're within melee range.
And I'll give him a cheeky wink.
He winks back. Yeah.
What he would.
Alright, it's his turn. And I do believe, with you right in his face, it's time for the scythe.
Ooh.
I'm just going to tell you now, you don't want this to hit. As he sees you approach and wink. Oh, the insolence. Ah, my friend, I can see in your eyes you think this is a game. How wrong you are. And as he does, with one sweep, brings his scythe around. Damn it. As it just clanks against your weapon, as you poof, just hold up your maul, and he gets stuck, pulls back. Well, you've got some prowess, I'll give you that. And his face is just in fury, and the scythe just sparks angrily with this purple energy. Here's, again, going to turn around. Click. This gate over here starts lifting. And, where did those... Can you pass me that one?
You only muzzle so many dogs at the same time.
Do you want that?
I
It's
need
just a popper, don't worry.
I need small goblins.
Oh, I got it.
Thank you.
Oh, the wolf?
That's my job. I got it.
He's got it.
How many do you need?
4.
Because I couldn't see them. They're
Just small little impish things.
You're a small little impish thing.
Thank you.
I can get smaller than those.
Okay, cool. That'll work for now, though. Out of this gate, just pull these 4 small, what looks like moving shards of ice. And they will just run towards the centre. That is all he is going to do. However, at the end of his turn, lifts from the ground once more. Some of his wounds heal.
Those are the smaller.
Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna use the original ones because otherwise they might not be able to be seen. That is Nemasai's turn. After that,
Smaller than goblins.
Kai,
They're adorable.
Fire Mage, you're up.
They're called snotlings, so it goes like goblin
Yeah,
and
yeah,
snot.
it's not like this is 40k
I
stuff.
do have advantage on the Nemasai.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I have advantage on Nemasai, but I'm going to fireball the goblins.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all need to make a dex save
Alright.
against a 14.
Okay. Allow me to just really quickly look up their deck.
Just grab all these d6s. That's okay.
Can you like empower that or anything? I'm not saying you should, but you should always empower fireball.
I can add +3 to each attack.
Oh, nice.
So, well, to the damage. Sorry.
Okay, so we've got 16, 16, 11, and 6.
16, 16, 11, and 6. 16, 16, 11, and 6. 2 survive. 2
Okay.
save.
2
so
save.
they take half damage.
So these 2 take half damage,
Yep.
but roll
4,
some.
5.
So Kai essentially has his hand like trained on Nemasai, but the sound of the grinding grate, he kind of just turns to the other side of the room, and as this thing lifts and this blast of cold comes from the other room, these little creatures just made of ice just scuttle their way out, and he turns and just fuck that, fireballs them.
Oh, wow, okay.
I like to imagine you've just got like a gun and grenades, and you're like, oh fuck that!
I should stop swearing, otherwise our video might get taken.
42.
42.
Holy shit.
So the ones that
Oh, sorry.
it's a 21.
+3. So 45.
45. Okay, so as you just kind of hear this great opening and these horrible creatures with evil wicked grins and sharp weapons scuttling out, you just and fireball. The fireball cascades across the room, each beam trained perfectly on each of these creatures. They all hit right inside and they just they all train their eyes on you. They start running, but as they do, the fire just burns from within. They all melt and die. Very nice.
Really close.
Okay, the Hellhound. Orthunk. Alright, he's going to see if he can recharge his fire breath. He cannot, so he goes to bite instead.
Okay.
I live for this. This is just the best game. Alright. Okay. No, this one. This one's trained on a nat 20. It's already ready to go for the nat 20. Alright. 17.
Yeah, that is it.
Okay. So, snap come these jaws. Alright.
I'm going to use a Stone of Instant Shield as a reaction to reduce the damage by half.
Okay. You can do that. So, essentially, as this terrible, fiendish creature trains its eyes on you, so furious at your attempt to quell and restrain its power,
Good doggy. Good doggy.
snaps at you.
Bad doggy.
As you do, you kind of like jump back 5 feet and throw the shield, the Stone of Instant Shield, and it leaves your hand, and as it does, beams out as this great silver shield in front of you. You see elven runes inscribed on the inside, wishing you you having a nice day.
Thank you for using elf tag.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just got the coder who wrote it.
Yeah.
And it's like those cracking devices from the 90s that plays like a MIDI song. So you take half damage. Alright. So, let's have a look. That is... Okay. 7 halved piercing damage.
Yep.
And 6. And 3 fire damage. Alright.
So 7 was after it was half?
No.
Okay.
So 7 and then half that, so 4.
Okay.
And then 3. So 7 altogether. Essentially just snaps and the shield, and after the beast kind of knocks against it, and you just kind of like, get hit a little bit just from the sides, the shield just disintegrates into light. Nice. Okay. You're up.
That I am. I'm also up in the air.
Yes, you are.
Nice. Alright, I'm gonna move over Kai.
Okay.
So
Why,
if
that's him now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not Kai. Who's
That's
the other circle?
That's Gorstag.
That's Gorstag. I'm going to move over Gorstag.
Okay. I'm gonna... Okay.
Yeah.
You're over him,
yeah,
but...
past, yeah. Fine, if I must.
Until we can get those really cool, like, clear towers.
What we need is just the pizza table.
All the pizza things. I've given up fast food, so... As you
We
can tell.
nowhere here does pizza things.
That's true.
I think Newlands does, but anyway.
But we don't talk about Newlands.
No.
Because a pizza is $40,000 in Newlands.
That's right.
I used to live in Newlands. Alright.
Anyway, woo.
I imagine bolts are coming at Nemasai.
Yes,
Load.
3 of them.
Load, shoot, pew, load. You actually managed to load and shoot all 3, but for the first one, even gets near him with your bird-like speed.
No. First one rolled a 2.
Does not hit.
Alright, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22.
That does hit.
And 23.
That does hit, right.
Cool.
So, these 3 bolts shoot down towards Nemasai.
6, 10, 13.
Okay. Where did I put my pin? Why did I put that down?
And 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really rather coming to like those bolts of yours. They tingle just a little bit.
You're welcome. Enjoy them while you can.
Okie dokie, Gorstag.
Cool.
The cleric.
Cool.
You're up.
Um,
It's also 10 to 8, just so you know.
yeah, sweet as I'll keep an eye. Hopefully, I'll err towards the side of 8:30 rather close to midnight. So
Excellent. Can I have a chip, please?
I just bought them all. Sorry, I was.
Okay, all the monsters attack Gorstag.
So I'm fucking.
It's fine.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to use a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on Dane.
Okay.
Giving you +2 AC.
Nice.
And then for my.
So Gorstag puts both his hands on your shoulder. No, he's way away from you. He puts
It's
both his hands.
a 60 feet range, so I'm just kind of like.
Yeah. He kind of just. And the Palor symbols on your armor just glow brightly. They actually like bursts of sunlight. You channel it into your hands and just focus it in front of Dane. Dane, this shield of sunlight just like a visor of heat and radiant power just across you, plus 2 to your AC. Nicely done, Gore stuff.
Cool. And I'm gonna kind of like move around the orb, so, or if I can, so the guy is within 15 feet of the guy.
Okay. So like there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if he can take a wisdom save.
He sure can.
Ah. Oh, so you like chose the party to not be part of the.
What's that?
You chose the party to not be affected by the.
Yeah, so I can,
Okay.
I can nominate anyone to not be affected by it.
Oh, nice.
What does this do if he fails?
Just take more damage.
Okay. Essentially, he is going to burn a legendary resistance to succeed on the throw that he failed.
So he that's 13 points of damage. Halved is 7.
Yep.
So 7 points of damage for him, and then while he's in there, he also has half movement speed.
Okay.
For my main action.
So essentially, once no, because your bonus action was to put the shield on Dane.
Yeah, and then I just moved.
Oh right, that's not a
Yeah, because it's just an aura. That's
I just
around
suddenly
me.
thought,
Yeah.
you know, wisdom says I had to make
It's just an aura that stays around me for
So
ages.
essentially, these like spiritual weapons start like the aura starts attacking Nemasai, and he just lazily just puts his hand up. As he does, this dark necrotic bubble just around him briefly, and all those you see owls form trying to break through it, and they just can't. He's used legendary resistance to succeed instead.
I'm going to try and investigate the orb again.
Sure.
So Arcana roll.
Yep.
Only slightly better, but that is that's a 10.
Okay. It seems to be devoted to a single purpose. It seems fairly easy to activate, but with a 10 you don't know what the purpose is. Okay.
Just how breakable does the orb look? Just out of curiosity.
It's kind of thick stone, but you could certainly break it.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Orthunk, the Hufflepuff.
I was going to try giving it mayonnaise, but then it bit me.
Damn.
Does it look like it has an extremely thick hide?
It's a very good question.
I'm trying to see if it has...
A question to which the answer is coming right now.
Based off our pre-stream conversation.
So basically, basically it's not wearing armor, but its hide is thick.
Okay. My uncle once said you only live once, so I will power attack it
Hashtag YOLO.
with my great axe.
Okay, the axe comes up. It swings.
13.
Okay, does not hit.
Run away.
Does not hit.
Fuck.
As you swing, the hellhound just snaps and catches your blade between its teeth and holds it there for a second until it releases playfully.
Okay, well, I'm at least a distraction for the dog, so I'm gonna stay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, Dane of the Dankers, you're up.
Alright, finally hammer time. I'm going to swing at Nemasai.
Roll to hit.
And does a... just a sec... 23 hit.
Yes.
Really?
Okay. Out comes the maul, and it swings, catches Nemasai right in the stomach.
Is he fiend, fey, or undead?
No.
Unfortunate.
No.
I really hate those guys.
His dragon is undead.
I like hating them. It's alright. He takes 8 radiant.
Okay. Oh shit, radiant. Alright, you bastard.
Oh, if he takes extra damage from radiant, the damage I did before.
He doesn't take extra, it just nullifies his regeneration.
Okay.
And also 15 physical and 2 fire damage.
Okay, he is resistant to fire, so he'll just take 1 on that.
That's why I chose to roll low on that one.
I completely screwed up my,
Well
my
played,
thing.
well
Sorry, can you give me those again? I screwed up my thing.
So 1 fire, 15 physical, and 11 radiant.
Okay.
Stream can tell me if I'm lying.
What was the third damage you said? 1. So what was the third?
Yeah, that was the 1 fire.
No, so it was 1 fire, 15, and then...
And then some amount of radiant.
11?
You said 11.
I said 11.
11.
I said 11 at least once.
Cool, that works. Okay, this time you catch him, and as you do, he doubles over. He's actually winded. He stands back up. You hear like his vertebrae snapping back into place. Ow. That really was not that friendly, was it? You come to my home, I offer you a deal, you try and kill me. Well, we must rectify that situation right away.
And then I'll swing again.
Okay, as he's talking.
And that is a 12 hit. How's a... Still doing math, just playing up the time, playing up the clock. 18.
Just hits. Roll damage as he's lazily giving his soliloquy. He does not expect you to retract and poof once again.
I get a little bit more mad with him, you know, talking like he owns the place, which he does.
He does.
And smite a little bit angrier, a little higher spell level this time.
This time as you swing back, the maul glows with angry bright light.
And do a worse smite of 12.
So that in total?
12 radiant.
Yep.
And also a 13 physical, and halved fire is 3.
Okay. Nice. Once more. Crack. This time you hear bones breaking. I do believe that's my lung. I do really need that, you see. Unfortunately, I can't let this go any further. You must understand. Is that your turn?
Yeah, so no bones about it.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Okay, well he's swinging at you with the scythe.
Wisdom save, please.
Oh, son of a bitch. 15?
Yeah, 15?
Yep.
Does it actually? Yeah, that does do it.
Alright.
So that's 9 points hard, 5 damage.
5, alright. 4 fights. Alright. Okie dokie. He can't regenerate. So, he's just gonna swing. That is 19 to hit.
I don't think they do it for concentration.
Virtual weapon is additional, but it's not usually.
I don't think that is.
Chat's lively today.
Oh, that's good. Hi guys in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
on the
the
end.
spiritual weapon, sorry, not spiritual, spirit guardians is what I was looking at.
Spirit Guardian is...
Oh yeah, we did that thing.
Okay,
Oh,
Dane,
Faith is...
does 19
Actually,
hit with your updated AC?
Sorry?
19, does that hit?
Yes.
Even with the plus 2 AC?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Which isn't actually on anymore apparently because it's concentrating on 2 things at once. which
Aha!
you can't do,
Alright,
so
we've got to
never mind about
keep
the-
track on what is concentration. Yes. So essentially, now you know that's not really... That was my lung. That really quite hurt. Now you understand I can't understand. You're in my place of work. I'm in your kind of pain zone right now. And the scythe cuts deep across you. I need you to make a con save.
You rolled above 5, I believe. That's 5 exactly!
So I couldn't, I failed you. And
Okay.
I am not proficient, so...
Okay. In that case... Okay, so we'll do this one at a time. Oh wait, I can go...
I'd like to refer back to my earlier statement. Fuck.
Yeah. I confirm.
Okay. Alright, here we go.
So yes, I take your counsel.
So, 3 points of cold damage.
Oh boy.
1 point of fire damage. 3 points of necrotic damage, which lowers your hit points, max hit points by 3, and 5 points of piercing damage.
Alright, 12 damage.
And you die.
Yeah, also
I'll
the
get- yeah.
And Ollie doesn't like the situation, so he's gonna roll all the die again.
Essentially, it's got death touch like a Magic the Gathering, so anything it hits dies. So, yeah, that's-
Oh, there you go.
yeah. No, but yeah, with a failed save, you do lose 3 of your maximum hit points. This thing, as it streaks across your chest, it just manages, like, it's so sharp, it gets into your armors and just kind of cuts a thin line. As it does, you just feel the power of the 4 Lords of Violence beneath Nemasai, the ones from which he drew his power. You're very lucky in the fact that all of them have been slain. Otherwise, that damage would have been doubled, tripled. So, as it cuts through you, you feel this first crackling ice shards across your abdomen, and it kind of freezes a little bit. And then the same kind of cut just burns brightly, and a little bit of fire kind of emanates. And then the necrotic damage from Silencia and Fangoria just kind of kills the flesh around a bit. And then just a couple of points of damage of just sheer piercing the hell out of you. At this point, he turns to this grate. Now, and you just hear as this grand burning fire elemental just strides from the room, and Nemasai just says, "Burn them all," which is a Simpsons reference for anyone keeping track. Kai.
Tells me to burn things.
Yeah.
He got it! 2 points of experience. Kai,
Yes.
Your action.
Remind me, how does holding action work? Do I have to specify what I will do upon the...
You have to specify the trigger, like I hold my action until Nemasai gets within 5 feet or that kind of thing, and then you just kind of change in the initiative order to when that happens.
I'll hold my action until either the fire elemental or the dog go to attack.
Sure.
You do have to declare what you're going to do.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Is it... Okay, I'll ask then, in that case, is the dog's fire magical?
Let me have a check.
Yeah.
For the purpose of what?
I have control flames, so I can expend or silence any flame within 5 feet.
So the fire that it breathes is not technically magical fire.
Yeah, okay. So basically if it tries, but I don't know if I want to... well, in that case, I'm going to instead fire bolts and twin both bolts. So twin the bolt so it hits both the fire element, Nemasai and the dog.
Nemasai and the dog. Okay.
Yes.
So essentially you raise 2 hands this time, one on Nemasai, one on the dog. Bright burning fire in a small ball in each palm. You take 1 microsecond to aim and they both shoot off. Which one's... give me Nemasai first.
That's 17 for Nemasai.
Does not hit. The dog.
10.
Does not hit. So...
It did just breathe fire as well.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, the fire hits the dog square.
Yeah.
Sinks right into it. And its own form just burns a bit brighter. Whereas Nemasai on the other side of the room...
You're making this harder for me with my rope.
Sorry.
The bolt that came to Nemasai, he just catches this flickering light approaching him closer. And as it does, he just kind of watches until it gets somewhat close, and with his scythe just cuts it in half. And then either side. Pretty lights! No damage. Anything else?
I will move... Not into... I'll move further in the room, so slightly closer, just 10 feet closer. Yeah, and that way I'm also not in the way of the trap, because it's on the ground, isn't it?
Right.
So I can see where it is.
Yeah, it's this line and this line. Okay, the Hellhound, Orthunk, it's going to see if it can recharge its breath, which it cannot, so it goes for another bite.
Okay, 14 AC.
Okay, that one rolled off the table. But it was a net 20, so we'll count it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Nope, that's definitely not going to hit with a net 5. It's because my lucky dice fell. Okay, so this time it turns and snaps and bites. At this time, however, you kind of just jam your axe into its mouth.
Down.
However, before you can do anything, Arakocra, you're up.
Cool.
More caffeine.
Why is that dog still there? Jesus Christ.
Oh, fair enough.
I can't
fair
fight
enough.
fire with fire. I can
Alright.
fight the cold.
I can fight fire, not with
You-
fire.
Decimated them.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, 25. They're gonna survive through it.
No,
Oh,
no. They, like, 21 hit
Three
points.
bolts.
3 bolts. Lock loose, look loose, lock loose.
And loaded.
Who is that? Nemasai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
You-
highest roll
you
there
use-
is 17. I missed.
None of
You
them
used
hit.
the D12.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh.
you used the D12.
I used
not a
the
D20.
D12.
That's not surprising that that's it.
No.
Okay.
It's even worse than D12.
These 3 bolts come scattering at Nemasai, who actually, Gorstar grabs your spiritual weapon and uses it as a humanish shield. And the bolt says into him and he just puts it to the side a little bit. That would be your action.
Cool. So I'll attack with the spiritual weapon first.
Okay, go for it.
25.
That hits. So,
Nice.
the skeleton turns, quite indignant that it's just been used as a shield, and scratches at Nemasai.
That's not too good. That's 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Um,
Cuts him and he just... must I really bleed all over my own floor?
Yeah.
can I have a very quick conversation as a free action?
6 seconds.
6 seconds?
Free.
Should I smash this orb?
Yeah.
I yell at the party. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, I'm going to try and smash the orb.
Roll to hit. It's not a high DC.
That's going to be 12 to hit.
That hits. So, roll damage. As Gorstar brings his weapon down on this orb.
That's going to be...
Ollie Smalling.
6 points of damage.
You can technically use my inspiration to add a D8 if you want.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
That's going to... Oh, that's going to be 7 points of damage.
Your weapon hits the orb.
Yeah.
As it does, this crack appears right through it. This bright white light shines from it. This kind of broken arcana energy now kind of cracks out. And this field, the orb actually activates itself at the damage, emanating 5 feet, just around. You're not touching. Oh, actually, you need to make a dex save to get your hands away.
16.
Alright, and you just pull away your weapon in time for everything touching the orb gets teleported out of the room. You're very lucky that you made that dex save. But the orb and the plinth is now gone. Nemasai sees this and says, my contingency plan. Anything else?
No, that'll be my action.
Hufflepuff! Let's do this thing.
It's looking worse and worse for me over here, so I'm gonna not grapple the fire because that didn't work out last time.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast a 3rd level shatter right between the dog and the fire elemental.
Okie dokie.
So they both need to make con saves.
Dog and...
It's DC 13.
Okay, so the dog might make it with a con?
Yep.
Okay. Con. Plus 2, 13 on the dog.
Yep, dog makes it.
And fire elemental, unless he's got some mad con modifier.
Might do, that's pretty tough.
We'll have a look. Con plus 3, 9. Not going to make it.
Okay, so the dog will take half of this.
Okay.
Oh boy. It's okay. 10, 17, 21 sonic damage to the elemental and 10 to the dog.
Okay. Say that again, sorry?
21 sonic damage for the elemental
Okay,
and 10 for
21.
the dog.
Okay, 21. Okay. Oh, shit, I need to be calculator, sorry.
Strumming or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
not shouting something?
Sorry,
that's
sorry,
actually-
one more time. How much on the elemental?
21.
Sorry. And half for that for the dog. Cool.
I'm gonna have to do that when I headbutt something. It would be so much more dramatic.
So,
As a bonus action, I will do a healing word on Dane as well.
alright, so, essentially, this... Whew, sorry. I've nearly expended all the caffeine, I just need to top up myself a little bit. That'll do it! Alright, so, as you cast a spell right in between these two creatures, essentially the air in between forms this barrier that just crystallizes and just breaks all the physical form in that space. The dog kind of, as quickly as a dog can, gets out of the way, but this kind of dark, jagged spike of just broken energy cuts across it and
I told you to go down!
and cowers. The elemental, however, takes this thing, and his whole form kind of shifts. And there's like this ripple effect through the burning fire that is his form, and it kind of cascades to that side, and then reforms.
Okay.
And just these two black eyes from within the form of fire just stare directly at you.
I know how to deal with this. I'm going to move directly in front of the fire. Yep, right there. That's good.
I would refute that last statement, but sure. Okay.
It worked fine last time.
It is the elemental's turn,
Okay.
with a 5 as his initiative. So, whew, may need to take a break in a second. I'm going to pass out, but this should be fun. Okay.
I don't think it would be funny. If I to pass out.
No, I'm fine. I'm just kidding. Not really, but that's fine.
Brief
Okay.
technical issues.
Okay, so essentially, it's going to. Oh, it's got multi-attack. All right. So, essentially, all it's going to do is reach at you with both its hands.
Cool. 14 AC.
Okay, one hits, 14 does not. So 15 plus, 21's going to hit. All right. Fire. I need. I thought I had one. Why do I always take out the right dice and then lose them? Yeah. So, essentially, this burning white hot hand just presses into your chest, and this sizzling of flesh as you take. Oh, fuck off. Okay, so that's 5 points of fire damage. 5 points of fire damage plus 5, so 10 points of fire damage.
So 10 total. Yeah.
10 total. You also kind of burst into fire. Everything flammable on you catches.
Yeah. This
So-
is definitely the right idea.
Do you remember how you died?
No, I fell unconscious. It's fine.
So essentially, you'll take damage, fire damage at the start of your turn,
Yeah.
whilst you're still ablaze.
Yeah.
And just okay, Dane of the Dankills, you're up.
I'm gonna look over you like, I remember you dying like that.
It's fine! It's fine!
Try to put the fire out. And then I will...
He's gonna struggle this time.
Yeah. I'll swing.
Okay. Back at Nemasai, who's watching you like a hawk, studying everything you do, prepares for the swing, and as he does, tries to counter.
There's only 1 or 2 more rips to go.
Oh, nice.
Then I hit him with a 26.
That hits.
Way more than 5.
He goes. He brings the scythe down, but at this point you counter his movement.
And I rolled my second one just so I know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
Right, now we're talking.
What?
So essentially, he goes to stop the first attack, and as he does, he leaves himself open on the side. You kind of parry around whilst cutting into him, and as you swing right round, you catch him full force in the side.
Okay.
Deal some damage.
I'll make the weaker one the big smite.
But you can crit smite, can't you?
Yeah, but I didn't know, so...
Okay. You don't have to call before you attack it, though. You call after you contact.
Yeah, I probably should have dealt damage for the first one first.
Okay.
Roll the second one.
Yeah.
So 6 radiant and 14 physical and 2 fire.
Okay. So 1, yep. Okay. Because he's resistant to fire. So you come at him with one attack, and he just like calmly just swipes it out of the way. However, that's what you were hoping he would do. And as you pull back and get him to the other side, you catch him full force. You hear 3-4 ribs break. You see blood splatter. And he looks down, and there's just like blood now gushing from his side. You know, I need that to live.
Glad to hear it.
Not to worry.
Bring it down on that thing he needs to live as well, just to like smack it back into him. Like.
Sure. All right. It's at this time when he rears back with his scythe.
Oh, I haven't dealt with the second
Oh,
one yet.
shivers.
No.
That was the first attack.
That was the first attack.
Holy mother of crap. All right.
So this is the big one.
All right.
And that first one is a 20 physical, sorry. And a 8. Let's roll that other one actually. So 9 radiant.
Okay.
And a...
You rolled 3 ones on the day, eh?
That's unlucky.
That's my fat smite right there. And 2 that's halved fire.
Cool.
That was your
Is
nat
that
20,
already
wasn't it?
halved, or is it 2 halved? Or is 2
I halved
already
it.
halved? All right.
Was that your nat 20?
Yeah.
Yes. I get to double all my ones.
Bad luck.
The second one hits, and there's just this emanation, this burst of divine light from your warhammer. And he... That one really hurt. You know, it's been quite some time since I've been tested like this. Usually people come in here, I swing and they fall. It's ever so boring. How fun to have a real challenge. And he swings at you with his scythe. That's a nat 1. And the cursed dice goes away forever.
He was
Straight out the window onto the street.
He also does need to make wisdom save.
I'll
With
block
my
him with
more
his own
lucky
liver.
dice. Which rolls a net 19, so that's going to
Yeah,
save.
that's definitely going to do it. Let me find what I do with my other D8.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll just do one again. 6 and
Oh,
8, so 14, so down to 7.
Okay, nice. This time, this light cuts into the same wound that Dane has just opened. This really isn't that fair, is it? 5 against 1. That's not right. And he switches one of the switches on the wall. All thunk. I need you to make a dex save as you're standing on the path of the blade.
I'm really good at these.
I need all my dice keep going.
Oh, that's a modified 20.
Okay, so you take half of... So you take 3 points as these 2 blades across out of the walls, cutting the corpse of the guard into now 4 pieces.
Wow.
It's not pleasant, but that's what happens. Blood sprays once more onto you, Zai, because you're still within range of the gore. However,
It's like,
Now the room smells like steaming blood.
Nemasai took radiant damage last turn, so he doesn't get that. He might... No, that's all he's going to do. That's all he's going to do. Kai, you're up.
okay. I cannot deal with fire. So I'm going to move another 10 feet closer, but make sure I stray away from the traps.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast web. Yeah. So
I hate this spell.
so basically, it catches on fire. I'm guessing with the fire elemental.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
The hellhound?
he's still No, not the Hellhound. Unless the Hellhound is on fire.
Kind of, not really, kind of.
Like, okay, so the way it works
give us
is
the burning aura.
No.
yeah, it'll be between the wall and just in front of the fire elemental.
Okay,
So cast the dog in the fire elemental, and not. Of course not.
Sure.
Of course not.
Awesome.
More fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, and basically they need to make. At the start of their turn.
But you do it with the wrong finger and then you turn into like.
At the start of the turn, they need me to make a dex save.
Don't I have to? Yeah, I make the dex save to see if it hits the first time.
Yeah.
Though, right?
On the no, it just happens.
Are you sure?
It says range 60 feet for up to an hour, one action. At the start of the turn, each creature within the web makes a dex save. On a failed save throw, the creature's restrained. A creature restrained by the webs can use its actions to make a strength check against my spell DC. If it succeeds, it's no longer restrained. The webs are flammable, and any 5-foot cube of webs expended into the fire burns away in one round, dealing 2d4 to any creature that starts the round in the fire.
So who are you casting this on?
In between the wall and just in between the fire elemental and the dog. So it catches the fire elemental and the dog, but not Warthog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't even make a save. It just happens.
At the start
no,
of their
that's
turn,
what-
they make the save.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it is going to burn off the elemental in one turn anyway.
Okay.
But the dog, yeah. This web, you kind of like just cast this arcane power. You focus it into the form of these thin threads, tie them together in the hand as quickly as you can, and loose it at them, and it cuts them. The fire elemental gets taken down, and just starts burning it away. The hellhound, however, starts like biting at it.
So
Okay.
is the fire elemental restrained this turn, or is it just auto?
It burns away in one turn, did it say?
Okay. Yeah.
So it will burn away before his next turn.
Okay.
The hellhound, however, it is now his turn. So what's the save?
Dex save.
Dex save against 14.
19. Does that count? Because I didn't actually roll it. I dropped it.
Did you drop it on 19?
You're the DM,
Yeah.
that's your goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to re-roll it. 'cause
If
it's-
you allow dropping, we can.
No,
drop it.
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not going to do it. Shit. Okay. Hellhound is restrained.
So we can use an action to get out.
Natural 20.
So it uses was it 2 actually? It uses its action to get out.
So it's a strength check against the spell save DC.
Right, it's got
Yeah.
better strength. Right. Nat 1. Shit. Okay, the hellhound is completely webbed. He's biting.
man.
He
I
is
would do
stuck.
what I can.
Nicely done. Gorstar, you're up.
Cool.
Ooh.
Aren't I up to hounds?
Alright.
Sorry, Zed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
My bad.
Yeah. Cool.
Bolt.
Bolt. And the boss. I'll move back that way, away from hellhounds.
This way.
Yeah.
Go.
Take a
Yeah,
D20.
no worries.
Not a D12 this time.
Not a D12.
All right. Ooh.
That was almost a
So
three.
17 doesn't hit,
Right.
but 21 does.
Yeah.
Yeah. One hit. Oh boy, 6 damage.
Okay. I find this growing rather tiresome. Let's end this, shall we? Anything else?
No.
Costa.
Cool. So yeah, I'll attack with my spiritual weapon
Of
and
course.
stuff.
Yep, the
Net
skeleton.
20.
Alright, the skeleton
Oh.
swings, and the propelled force of his force damage digs right
Ha!
into the chest.
Max damage as well, so that's 16,
Oh.
16 damage there plus
Nicely done.
3, so that's 19 points of damage.
Do you have a point of inspiration?
Alright.
What's that?
Oh wait, I
He
guess it doesn't work.
reversed
Oh yeah. But would it work on the spiritual weapon?
I guess it's his magic, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, fair enough.
The skeleton
So
gets right in between the ribs of Nemasai. Once he does, he just forces it right in. Nemasai sort of doubles over. Yes, and he just kind of grabs the blade with his hands. His hands start bleeding as he. That one was real pain. I hope you know it too. Nicely done.
How close am I to... I'm pretty close, I'm like 10 feet or something.
15.
I'm going to cast Hold Person on...
Make it neutral.
So good. Can I say something for it?
Fair
At
enough.
least they're not lawfully evil.
Natural, that's the word.
I'm going to cast Hold Person, so I need to make a
Playing too
wisdom
much
save.
D&D.
Okay.
All my characters.
On Nemasai?
Yeah.
What's that?
It allows me to do stupid shit.
21.
Yeah, that'll
Because you will get shit done.
Cool, cut to me.
All done. Half hook bar.
Cool. So we've got the restrained dog and the unrestrained fire, right? Okay.
Correct.
I'm gonna.
Grapple the fire.
I'll protect the dog.
Can you
Wait,
grapple the fire?
I should mention beforehand,
Oh god.
the
The shot.
how close are you to the fire elemental?
Like 5 feet. 5 feet.
You actually, on the start of your turn,
You should probably mention what I think you're about to mention.
Should I?
Yes.
Okay. So if you start within 5 feet of the burning web, you take 2d4 fire damage.
and you also take 1d10 from the elemental himself.
Okay.
On the start of your turn, that's now.
Yeah. Do you want to roll that?
Yeah, I'll roll that. Right.
Is the dog also within 5 feet of the
Yes.
fire elemental? Then
No.
it will also take
Yes.
2d4 fire damage.
Okay.
So it's not like targeted then.
No, it's just area effect.
Triple ones.
A 1 on the 8, a 1 on the d4,
Oh!
and a 3, so 5 total.
Okay, I can live with that.
And 3 for the Hellhound.
Cool.
Okay.
So the Hellhound is currently restrained, giving me
Correct.
advantage, right?
Correct.
Sweet.
Roll to hit.
I'm gonna. I'm not feeling it, so I'm not gonna call it, but I would like to crit. So I'm gonna power attack.
I didn't win Lotto, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I totally blame
I
you.
hit my 5 seconds of glory.
Ooh.
That's unlikely.
He's
Yeah,
been
that's-
he's been bragging about you the
Oh,
whole
it's
week.
less than double
Oh,
digits.
ouch.
That's a 10.
Does not hit.
Rough.
Fuck.
That's
I
suitable response.
will do a. You know what? I'll do another shatter spell right between these two.
Okay, what are my saves?
Common. Oh no, that's an action. I can't do that. I'll do a healing word on myself.
Nice. Which you're going to need, because it's the elemental's turn.
Yeah.
And it's going to multi-attack.
Ooh, that was a 1. What's happened?
So you have 10 point. You're off.
Okay.
14 AC.
11's not going to, but the natural 19 is.
Yep.
Again, he presses his hands. That's more like it. 17 points of fire damage. Oh, wait, more than that. 17. 20 points of fire damage. I forgot the plus 3. And this time he grabs you either side of the face. And this burning just erupts. Your face just feels like it's melting. All these pinpricks of fire, this horrible searing pain as he just... and smoke and sizzling flesh. Fun.
Orthoc just goes quiet while he's being sizzled and is just humming to himself, living on a prayer.
Okay, Dane the Dankos, you're up. Good healing word, otherwise that probably would have taken me down.
Yes.
So there's someone cooking.
It's fine!
Ooh, and I miss.
Okay.
But I also maybe a 19.
That hits. Roll some damage. Alright, you swing. This time Nemasai actually goes ghostly for a second. And the first weapon just passes right through him. He's corporeal once more. However, he didn't realise that you're going to swing again.
It's not very good at pattern recognition.
No.
14 physical
Christ.
and I've upped it 3 fire
Okay.
and no radiant. Oh no, I should do a radiant. I need to do something.
Go on.
Okay.
You know you want.
It's not like I need to use healing spells. So finally I get my one good roll.
Okay.
So 10 radiant.
Ooh, nice. Alright. So swing once, passes right through him. Poof, he forms once more, and in fact goes for a swing. However, before he does, poof, you catch him. This time, the force of this slams him up against the wall. Poof, the radiant damage bursts, poof, casting this light into his face. Ah! He falls to both his knees. Ah! Mother of hell. Join me. Fight alongside me. Kill these ones. And the archway bursts to life. This horrible dark energy crackles across it. Send me a warrior to kill these pests.
I don't get
And
Stargate, do I?
Through here, sorry?
I don't get Stargate.
No. It's this way. Essentially, you hear this infernal voice. Who speaks infernal?
I don't.
Okay, so you hear "Tulas mi India, tu dias lasma," and just this echoing laughter. The portal is going to send through a random creature.
Satan himself.
No, a chain devil.
Oh god.
Steps through
Oh
the portal.
shit.
Whips his mace around in the air. No, sorry, his tail, isn't it? Yes. His tail, spiky and thorns. Just Dolia Dasma Heaviandiola.
Yes.
He's going to do an initiative order with a 4.
We're a bit busy right now. Can you come back later?
All right. No one said it would. No one said it would be easy.
I mean,
All right, Dane. That's you. It is now the Chain Devil's turn, actually.
Doesn't sound like it was my fault.
I summon the chain.
No.
Some paladin you are.
Typical demon scholar.
it's not so much that you summoned it, but you existing.
Can you just like kick it back?
Yeah, shove it.
Oh, sorry. No, that is completely the wrong creature. Bearded Devil is what I was hoping.
Oh.
Sorry about
It's
that.
exactly the same except with a beard.
Yeah. No. The challenge rating is quite substantially different. I'm so sorry to terrify
Yes.
those
Oh,
regular
thank
D&D
God.
players.
Alright.
That was my mistake.
I mean, even then, bearded devils are
Pretty
fucking bitches.
tough.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
Okay.
They don't have a beard.
No. Okay. So, but I don't know if he can get. Oh, he can get to. You can get to Dane and Gorstag. Gorstag, this beast, out of this portal, just charges towards you. He sees the light, the radiant light. He himself, I do believe, yes, is a fiend, a devil, in fact. He recognizes the radiant light as being a symbol of a god, a deity, the very force which he is bound to destroy, and just races at you at great speed. Multi-attack.
He's gonna rub his beard on you.
Yes, he is. Beard, glaive. A nat 1, and the glaive is 15?
No.
Alright.
Which needs to take a wisdom save as well.
Alright, yes he does, yes he does. That's a nat 1. Cool.
So that's going to be 15 points of radiant damage.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Very nice. Swings his glaive, whips his chain beard, and you just, as quickly as you can, then you just command the radiant light around you to cut into him, and it does. Black blood just splatters from him. Now, Nemasai's turn. What to do, what to do. He puts his scythe on his back, hand out. The Ice Bolt Destroyer returns to his hand. He points at the bird, who's been firing and hitting him this entire time, and lets off. 20, not natural.
No. I got 15. It's all right.
Yeah. I also need you to make a con save, please.
I would love to make a
Yeah,
constitution
you're in
save.
melee with him.
Yeah, I think I can mess with them by doing
Nat
this.
20!
Nat 20, alright. So your speed is not reduced. However, you do take... Son of a bitch!
I do take minimal damage.
Ollie,
8
if,
points.
Braden is in melee range with him, he has disadvantage on the ranged attack.
Okay, I did not know that. I will just roll with disadvantage. Still hits with a nat 20.
Yeah.
Sorry. Modified 20.
So you
21
rolled 20
actually.
twice. Oh.
No, sorry, 15 and 6.
Alright.
So you do take 8
points.
points of cold damage.
Yep.
Your speed is not halved, but he shoots that at you.
Yeah, no, it's
He
still cold.
then, as a free action, the blades, Orthanc, I need you to make a dex save.
Oh,
Yes.
I would like to take this opportunity while I'm on fire to say, okay, admit it's not okay! That's a 7.
So you take 3 points of piercing damage.
Can I, as I fall unconscious, throw the alchemy jug
Yeah.
towards who's nearby? You're on fire. Someone who's not on fire that's friendly nearby.
That would be Gorstag.
Yeah.
Click. And these two swords across the room. The guy is now in 8s. There's 8 pieces of what was a guard. And once again, Zai splattered with his blood. There's not much left. Orthanc hits the ground.
Oh, wait, no. Because I'm a half walk, I go to 1 hit point.
Correct. You're stable. Which
I
means
still
there's...
throw the jug, just
Okay, the jug... Alright. The jug is this my dice. It's over there. No, I'm not even going to. Gorstag, a jug poof, scatters to your feet. That's all Nemasai's going to do.
He still needs to take a wisdom save, right?
He does.
Save before this.
Fails it.
20 points of damage.
Holy mother!
Wow.
Nice. This time you actually see from the light surrounding you a solid form of Owl. She stands in front of you and cuts him right across the chest. He reaches out to grab her and essentially pull her to pieces and just through her spectral form, and you just hear her words echo through your face, echo through your mind. Stay well, my love. And then she fades.
That's my girl.
As I'm dying, I like give you a cheeky wink.
Now,
It's worth noting it's 8:30 on the dot right now.
8:30 on the dot.
I really do need to go.
Okay, Gorstag, the cleric.
Do you want a break? Because you're about halfway through.
We're close. We're close to killing this guy. Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, killing him maybe.
But no, I do.
Okay, Gorstag the cleric. If you can pass your sheet to Dane. Dane, you don't mind playing two characters, do you?
No worries.
Excellent. I think you're probably one of the most familiar with D&D in the group. Gorstag. He's been playing for years. Well, you might be. You might be. Yeah. Gorstag, we wish you safe passage and journey on wherever you're going now. If this does end up being a, we'll fill you in on what
Yeah,
happens.
I'll watch the rest of it obviously anyway. So.
Okay, cool. That's why you have to go home. You're
Very well.
You get killed.
Yeah, just make my death very epic, please.
Cool. All right, farewell, Orthanc. Oh, Gorstag. I'm standing for like an hour.
Gorstag.
Gorstag. Good luck on your travels. Yeah, well.
I've got a name on
We love
That
Will.
was the last time you saw it.
Alright, bye everyone.
Bye. Have a good
Yeah.
one.
Bye.
Enjoy whatever you're going to. I don't know what you're going, but that's
You guys
good.
later on.
Have a good one.
Have
Okay.
Fun.
So,
Time.
It's a bonus action to force feed someone a potion, right?
action to feed someone one. Bonus action to take it yourself.
Okay.
No. What? I don't know.
I'm going to move over and pour down the throat of Warslung.
What is your speed?
I am
30.
awake at the moment.
Oh, you are you?
I'm not unconscious.
5,
right
10,
now.
15, 20.
How
You can't even get there.
can I not?
Nope.
Can I throw it to him?
He's barely conscious.
I'll move closer then, shall I?
5,
And
10.
I shall once again. Oh, well, that's a horrible idea.
I imagine. Okay. To
Yeah,
get
no.
to get as close as you want to him,
Yeah,
you either have to choose to stand on the blade track
yeah,
or be within 5 feet of the dog.
Aren't you on fire as well?
yeah.
Yes. So.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Just to be safe, I'm going to cast web once
Okay.
again, right? In the
Okay.
same position, in the same place,
Okay.
right? So it gives me hopefully a turn in which I can move, and then I'm going to disengage the mantle of flame
Okay.
and move over the trap.
Okay.
Yeah, and how close am I?
You're 10 feet away from Orthanc.
Okay.
Okay. He moves at great speed.
My
It's the
hero.
Hellhound's turn. He, however, has to break free of the web.
Has to make a.
He has to make a dex and then a strength.
Okay.
Yeah, he's double trapped now because he was
Then
restrained
both
last
against
time.
14. Yeah.
Okay, so oh, that's not right. Dex and then strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't escape the first web, so technically it's
It's
he's
speed.
restrained.
I don't know how you want to play it.
That's
Because
a
I could cast it just like a little above as well. So
He has to make an initial dex save, and then if he fails that, he still has to get through at least one web.
20 modified.
So he's double restrained.
Right, so he made it, the first one.
yeah.
You'll make
So
it
he
roll.
now has to survive a strength throw.
Strength. Oh, that was a nat 20. It rolled off to a nat 1. Alright. He's restrained. That's him.
Yeah.
Zed, you're up.
Pop.
Okay. Load. Load.
Don't know why I think about this so much every time. Oh, actually. Can I apply the potion of paralyzation to one of my bolts?
Will be an action.
That would be an action.
I believe so.
Alright.
I suppose if you can drink a potion as a bonus action, I'd allow you to apply it.
You
do
use
that.
need to use my oil when it's a bonus action.
Bonus
Yeah,
action.
bonus
yeah, so you
action.
can.
Cool. So,
So-
only 2 attacks.
It's
so
because you
one
can.
of them, yeah.
You uncork it and pour it onto the weapon. You shoot bolts, they fly, and
They fly.
First one
Just
is
like
a
this.
17 plus 8 is a
yeah,
hit.
that hits.
And a 16 plus 8 is a hit.
Both of them hit. Shoo, shoo. What's my save?
DC 13, Wisdom.
Wisdom. Nat 1 again, and that dice goes forever into
He is
exile.
paralyzed for 30 seconds.
Cool.
Oof. Wow.
Shoo. However, Burns legendary resistance to make the save.
Fair enough.
How long does the effect last for on your weapon?
I'm gonna say that was like 1 use. I've still got one use
Correct.
left.
Correct.
Anyway, so first attack is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
Okay.
And second attack is 11 damage.
Okay. And he feels like this poison start coursing through him, and he just resolves and bites it, but he's still. You can now see like heavy blood flow across his chest. He's. Gorstag's up. What's he gonna do?
What you gonna do? Bleed on me?
First, he will swing with his all 40 skeleton and miss.
Okay.
And then he will cast a guiding bolt.
Okay. The spiritual weapon swings. Nemasai, furious, bats away the attack.
That's a big one. He gets probably a miss. A 16.
Does not hit. Alright.
Yeah,
In that case, Orthunk, on the ground, 1 hit point.
I not on the ground, but I am on 1 hit point.
Okay.
Am I still in range of fire elemental?
Yes.
Okay.
So-
Does that happen at the start of my turn or at the end of my turn?
Start.
Okay, well I have 1 hit point.
So you go down regardless.
spins all over one
Okay.
place.
Don't you speak Ignon?
And you take 5 points
Yeah.
and plunge into darkness.
Look, I've saved the alchemy jug.
The elemental is then going to attack.
Okay.
So that's a dex save. It's a death save fail, isn't it?
It has to roll.
It
to
has
hit
to
with
roll
advantage.
hit, yeah.
It's with advantage, and
Unless it's a ranged attack.
No,
Unless it's
it's
ranged.
melee definitely hits.
Okay.
And
so
that's-
that's automatically a crit, so I failed 2 death saving throws.
yeah.
The fire punches
This is
down.
familiar.
I
Yeah.
explicitly warned you about this.
Look, I was just trying to be a good distraction.
Just
That worked,
being,
okay.
just being him near him
Spread out of it.
is enough. Yeah, just that fire, and you kind of pass out, and then he just takes that opportunity to swing a great lump. Dane, you're up.
Brilliant. I will see that happen and consider going there. How far away?
My unconscious body says it's fine.
More than 25.
60. Yeah.
That's a lot more than 25. Yeah, I did say I don't need any spells for healing, so I'll have to stick to my words.
Yep.
Okay.
And just stay the course on those ribs. I think there's 1 or 2 left.
Yeah, roll the hit.
That is a definite hit. 23.
That hits, roll damage. This time you've heard your friend fall. That's enough to surge you on. And as you swing with all your dwarven might,
9 physical and half of 1 fire.
round it up. So, essentially, you just kind of hear, "Ugh!" And as you turn, you see this fire elemental swinging down, and poof, this spark of fire as he crashes into Orthunk's unconscious form. As you see that, you turn back, look at Nemasai, who's got this grin on his face. You bring your maul back and you swing. You catch him so hard, you hear vertebrae pop. And he goes to reach, and there's just this big, empty space where his stomach was. And he just looks at you. I really thought that was going to go differently. Poof! Falls down.
Nice.
However, his form quivers. And you hear this. And from the body, this claw. This other claw. This creature pours its way out of Nemasai's unconscious form. This giant tankard creature. It looks directly at you and then teleports away, gone.
It's a blink dog.
The hellhound now looks around, sees its master gone, and immediately just sits. The fire elemental, whose life was tied to Nemasai's force, goes to swing again at Orthunk, but before the fist hits him, he just dissipates. You guys are out of combat. You have killed Nemasai the Dragon Rider. He's gone. That's it. The party is victorious. 1,000 XP each. That's where we're going to take a break. Alright, this echoing force comes from where Nemasai's body was. First, a radiant burst of heat, then cold, then a drumbeat, and then finally necrotic, as the entire place starts shaking and shaking. Some of you remember the orb on the first floor, and you just hear through all the walls, tick, tick, tick.
Oh god. Oh god, that's right.
That's where we're going to take a break. Alright, the party is victorious against Nemasai the Dragon Rider here on Black Winter Nights on the D20 Multiverse. I obviously need more coffee, so that's what I'm going to go do and do.
Now, you're going to thank the new followers.
Oh, we got new followers. Thank you very much. Alright.
You got Skip Wilson.
Skip Wilson, thank you for joining us here, beaming out of Wellington, New Zealand.
And let's just go with that.
Okay, thank you so much for joining the channel. It's great to see that me being up for the last however many days and drinking 40,000 cups of coffee in preparation for the session has paid off. We will be back for the aftermath of the end of the last great war of Ukast. We'll be back after this.
After what?
Our break.
After
Oh,
this break.
We'll be...
I was just thinking you had something in mind.
No.
After this.
You're supposed to cut it when I do the dramatic.
Oh.
After this!
Okay.
Just cut it. After this! and welcome back to Black Winter Nights here on the D20 Multiverse with myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, and my lovely, lovely players, the Black Winter Nights. When last we left the party, they had, through the final swing of Dane's hammer, of the great constitution of the warrior Orphank, of the divine light of the cleric Gorstag, of the powerful fire of the mage Zai, Kai, and
Yes, you got one job. You've got one job.
and the repeated crossbow bolts of the wonderful Arakokra. They had slain Nemasai,
Yeah, that's my name now.
the great dragon rider, king of the lords of violence, the last threat to all of Ukast. In fact, as he fell, we saw a second shape of him, a second form, a great hulking beast which blinked its way out of existence. However, at this time, you're aware of the great ticking, tick, 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 that suddenly stops. What would you like to do? As you find yourself in the chamber of the arena, on the
I'm
eternity party.
going to instantly unstopper this potion and pour it down your throat.
Alright. Kai runs to the side of the unconscious Orthank, and you feel this warm, beautiful liquid. Gorstag rushes over with the alchemy jug and hands it to you immediately.
To be fair, it's a from Ollie's description, right? It was given to me in my backstory. I have no clue what it does. All I was told is you might need this blue and purple vial.
Oh, yes. Now's the time.
Now,
So I pour it down his throat.
This time you get hints of blackberry, a little bit of cherry, and this quite sparkling sensation behind your eyes. In fact, the sparkling intensifies and radiates from your form. You all see Orthank's skin go light bluish and almost ethereal, as his entire form just whoosh into this bluish-white shadow. Orthank, you see points of light around each of your compadres, those who stand victorious in the realm of the arena.
The only problem is I'm unconscious. So.
Well, he did the healing potion first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So on the ground you awake as this second liquid hits you. In fact, your sparkling light behind your eyes just keeps extending and extending. In fact, it reaches right through all the walls and such, your awareness spreading like a grand circle, just unlaying itself through layer of brick and stone. Eventually, you can feel within you the sparkling light has shown you this entire pocket dimension. You can tell exactly where the edge of this dimension is, and you can actually feel where it is in the layers of the dimensions. It's right between a couple of levels of the 9 hells.
Oh, shit.
In fact, you're aware that the portal itself and the vortex in the ground are windows to the 9 hells.
Oh, shit.
Nemasai has built his whole dimension, his whole castle, the Eternity Storm and the Eternity Obelisk, sandwiched right between 2 slices of the 9 hells.
Damn. So I can see, like, X-ray vision this building?
Correct.
Can I see if the people we've saved have left? Can I see other people?
Yeah, as you unaccustomed to this large section of awareness, and now far beyond the reaches of your mortal coil, you try and focus, but it's like a hive of bees all humming at the same time.
That wasn't mayonnaise.
No, in fact, this is a potion of God sight.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I'm glad that I did that.
Well,
Need to find whatever of the castle of glass. Brilliant. You know what I'll do? Use this potion in the middle of another dimension. Brilliant.
In fact, as you kind of look around, eyes wide with this new awareness,
I'm peeking.
you see
Through your eye.
you see a vision of this remarkably beautiful elven woman. She steps through the wall of this dimension, steps right into the arena. And in fact, all of you see this. However, you yourself are the one bringing her into this space. You essentially, with your awareness, open up a small channel which she can wander through. And as she does, the spectral form of this dark elf woman, large pointed ears, and a cloak with metalwork on the hood.
Pretty.
Warriors, I commend you on your glory, and the end of the reign of the Dark King. My name is Melandria. They call me the Watcher. I saw your victory here today in the great orb of Andior, and it seems my visions have been guided true. The slaying of the king of the Lords of Violence is no simple task, and his death will bring peace once more to this land. You have put to rest his human form. While he survives for now, I have seen that this beast form shall not live long. This is important, brave heroes. I need to speak to you all. Take a few days to put your affairs in order, and then come and find me. I'll be waiting for you in the floating city of Andior. Your deeds here today shall be marked forever in history. Now, brave heroes, run. Her form fades, so does the effects of the potion, and this emanation of an explosion rips up from the lower levels as the orb contained within that wall explodes, tearing a huge streak of fire right through the middle of the room. The entire place shakes, unsteady on its now cracked foundations.
How much did you heal me for?
I have no clue.
What does it say on the potion?
That was it. That was the that was the potion that.
Greater healing would be D12.
No, greater healing is 44 plus 4.
44 plus 1?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll run over and pump you for 20 as well.
oh thank you.
Yeah, I sorry.
No, it's all good.
Just I had this blue and purple vial and gave it to you.
While we're drinking strange potions and everything's exploding, I have one here that I couldn't figure out what it was, and it's called Blue Loudness Vial. I'm going to drink that and start running.
Okay.
Put you to sleep.
I think it was supposed to make me louder or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't remember it, so we'll just continue on.
Yeah, well, if it does make me louder, and if I have seen like X-ray vision of this building,
Yeah.
I will use that to direct everyone as to the fastest
While we're
exit.
standing around drinking potions,
Yeah.
I'm going to go get that dagger.
Oh, the Dagger of Fire. Sure. Nemasai's form had
Like
Go on.
cracked. I thought it like cracked open and
and
the
then the
dog like
beast
came out.
had,
Yeah.
so there's two halves of a body.
Yeah.
Okay, rush over and roll investigation.
Well,
I mean, I saw where he put it away, right?
Well, it's on the spell, yeah. But
Yeah. I've got investigation is 20.
just
Unnatural.
just to be
1-5.
cheeky,
damn.
like really cheeky.
Okay. Yes, you find the dagger.
Sweet.
Is
Uh,
the site still there?
Yeah, I was about to say.
The scythe itself is currently burning as this shadowish fire emanates from it,
Can I
slowly disintegrating.
try to somehow?
Disintegrating.
Oh.
All
Well,
right.
is it through
Just
this
like
spell?
fiery dagger.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
So, the
I was
dagger.
gonna try to arcana it to me, I guess.
Okay, roll Arcana. Essentially, it's halfway in between.
Fucking nat 20!
Efficiency.
Nicely done. So, as you guys, the whole building starts shaking, and in
Yeah.
fact, parts of the wall are now breaking away and falling. You two rush over the body of Nemasai. The dagger itself was not disintegrating. You grab that, you've got
Yeah.
that. Dagger of the Fire Lord. The
see,
scythe,
got it.
however, disappearing from this plane of existence,
Yeah.
travelling far into the ethers where it shall be ever scattered amongst the remain of particles of the chaos of the afterworld. You kind of just cast all your arcane fire energy around it, protecting it from disintegrating, and it locks into place. You pick it up. This purplish energy rushes through your form as it brightly glows purple. It's yours, my friend. The Scythe of Scars. Plus 6 to hit, 1d6 cold, 1d6 fire, 1d6 necrotic, 2d6 piercing. On a failed con save, the max hit points of the target are reduced by the amount of necrotic damage taken.
If I didn't get a nat 20 on that, would I have
It
gotten
was
it?
gone.
Yeah.
The DC
Wow.
was a nat 20. Well done.
Nice!
As at this point, however, we kind of feel just this.
50 foot fly speed!
You also find this on the other side.
Cool. It looks nice.
It's a red bag!
I'm gonna zip it up and carry it off with me.
Alright, you also find a gem and a ring.
Are they in the bag?
Or you can investigate the bag if you want.
I'll investigate it later when we're not
Sure.
running away from it.
You guys kind of just feel this floor kind of
But
just leaning.
Gem
over.
and ring.
Gem and ring.
Gem,
So
ring.
can I see the fastest ways out of here?
Yes, you absolutely do. Can everyone roll athletics as you kind of lead the way this way down the collapsing hobbits?
You could make shortcuts, right?
I
And I'm gonna keep it.
do, but I don't know how well they'd work on stone.
Wait, why am I rolling?
Is there any like crumbling
16.
Okay.
walls? Any shortcuts we can make with crumbling walls and such?
Well, you know that this level that you find yourself on is quite high up. The stairs to get here were very, very high.
That's true.
Right.
I got 24 on my athletics.
Okay.
Same.
Can I roll
Excellent.
acrobatics for flying?
Sure.
19.
Okay, awesome. You
Yeah,
guys...
what's a core stock?
Gorstar got a 3.
Okay,
Nice.
Gorstug actually lags behind as small bits of things crack and hit Gorstug. He's going to take 6 points.
Help him, right?
6 points of bludgeoning damage as part of a wall collapses inwards and cracks Gorstug. You guys make your way out of this room. In fact, you find yourself in the hallway outside the arena. Essentially, you run directly to the stairs because you know it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to get anywhere else at this time. As you rush around the corridors, you see that the room, one of the rooms is now cracked open, and you can see a bunch of humans who have, in the middle of being experimented on, tied and chained. And so,
Fuck. Do we save them?
Is there anything guarding them, and how are they locked up?
they are shackled to the walls, but there is nothing guarding them at this time.
Can I do a drive-by shatter spell on the chains and
Yes,
manacles?
absolutely.
Cool.
Orthunk reaches his hand and shatters these things. As they hit the ground, they all stand with what strength they have and start running after you as well. As you get to the end of the corridor and turn to where you know there's staircase to be, you hear and Zai, Kai, in Draconic.
Oh, fuck.
Help! Don't let me die here.
Can we tell, or can I tell where the direction of the voice is coming from?
In fact, the hallway that adorns itself to the room with the stairs, the one that had the thick doors that had been causing silence, has now crumbled.
Yeah.
You can see clearly through this side of the building the dragon cage, brightly coloured in arcane, inside the Dragolich of the Dragon Rider. Don't leave me here. This place is collapsing. Not just the building. Let me live.
Huge, scary, undead dragon. Do we want it in the mortal realm?
Yep.
Alright.
The bard said yep.
Alright, so... Can we get through the door?
So, heavily arcaned cage. Essentially, you'd need quite a remarkable lock-picking skill to be able to... Well, a Arcana check and then a lock-picking check. To get
Ask
through.
the dragon how we get him out.
Yeah, I'll...
My magic is limited. Without my master, he brought me back. With him gone from this realm, I can't let her. And he breathes a little bit, and his essential magic fire hits the edge of the cage and goes no further. Break the lock and let me live. And as you guys are having this conversation, a crack appears right through the reality itself.
Swear your allegiance and we'll free you.
Ooh, interesting. Perception.
Yep, that's a solid 7. Yeah, 7.
I would sooner die than swear allegiance to an ant.
Then die.
Very well.
Do we,
Do we want to get out of here or do we want to use the dragon?
You're the only one that can understand it.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Should
Uh,
we... It's basically, as soon as we let it out, we don't know what it's going to do.
It's we'd rather not waste the time of like trying to sort out. Yeah.
The whole floor shakes.
Alright, should we just get out?
Yeah, we're going.
No, please.
we tried.
Help! As you guys run to the staircase and start making your way down, can everyone make a deck save as the roof begins to crumble?
Woo! All right.
10.
22.
Just 10.
DC 10. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as stones. The rest you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Even with my 22.
Correct. You're essentially running down these stairs as fast as you can. The whole place is swaying and just bits of the building are crumbling and falling. As you guys make your way lower, you notice that the realm itself is shaking and ripping apart.
I forgot to ask. The Hellhound still exists, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's back in the room. It's probably running at this point.
Yeah?
You don't know where it is at this
Okay,
point.
never mind. I was about to say, if it's running with us, we'll just toss everyone on it.
You eventually get to the lowest level and you come back out into the stairway where you'd found the same corridor of the torture chambers. However, the wall behind which the orb that you guys had seen has now completely been destroyed, and emanating from it these cracks. And you guys know if you have cracking glass and you just kind of push, the cracks extend.
Yeah.
That's essentially what's happening in this reality. From the point of the orb, you do all hear this horrible sound of metal and crumbling stone as the cage of the dragon falls from the side of the obelisk, and you hear and emanation of fire. The dragon was killed in the fall. However, the place itself shakes and trembles around you. All fine, guys, so you're leading the way?
Yep, run, lots of run.
Wait.
Okay, so you go around.
No, wait, only
No,
one.
no, no, no.
I think I'm leading the way
Wait,
at this
hold on.
point
Did
with
you
like
earlier on? You said roll perception, right?
Yes.
Was it persuasion or perception?
Persuasion.
But you said perception.
Did I?
Yes.
I meant
Because I have
persuasion.
+8 to persuasion.
Okay.
So
It wouldn't have
been,
mattered.
It would have been 13. Yeah.
It's a dragon. They
Yeah.
do not take mind. That
Fair
kind of
enough.
stuff.
Yeah, I was just like, oh.
Yeah,
So,
no. Okay, well, thank you. Essentially lead around the corners where the whole place is just falling about you. You make your way out the entrance through the room full of statues and find yourself once again in the Eternity Storm. Around you, creatures are flailing and screaming. They've dropped their weapons as the cracks appear through the very fabric of reality itself. Where are you guys going?
Are there still snakes dropping out of the sky?
Correct.
Oh god. Run for the fire gate that we came through.
Okay.
Unless I saw a better way in my moment of godliness.
Do we
No,
go
that
out,
would
so
be
we went out the front door, did we?
Yeah.
Can I grab my lock of ice?
Sure. Roll investigation to see if you can find it amongst the rubble.
No, it was in the door.
Right. Okay. Then some strength to get it out because it
Okay.
is
Well, anyone can. Well, sorry.
one check strength.
Who's? Can I tell someone else to yell it?
The more bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Whoever's most strong, grab the key out.
Dane,
You.
roll strength.
Yeah, well, you could zip over faster. Ooh, I have somewhat let you down. That is an 11.
11's enough. Just
Okay.
you wrench it free from the ice, holding it in place. You've got it back.
Oh, I'll give it to you. Oh, well, either way. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I need another deck save from everyone.
Are we outside
yeah.
yet?
Both 4.
Yes.
Are we?
The
Oh,
tower is
snakes.
falling.
Oh, right.
12.
Okay.
10 exactly.
14.
Okay.
30, 20.
2 points of bludgeoning damage each. Essentially, you run towards the Grim Gate. The Gate of Fire, which you had originally made your way through. The fire itself, however, has gone out upon the death of Nemasai.
Oh, thank God.
You rush out from there. You see ogre zombies, unsure of what to do. The swarm of gibbering mouthers, screaming as they themselves are right in the path of one of these reality cracks. The volcano, which was halfway through this reality, is kind of blinking in and out of existence. Suddenly it's there, suddenly it's not. The Azers look confused and are looking for an order of some kind, being subservient creatures. Where are you guys going?
Are we running past them?
Back to the orb.
Can we? So the gate that we initially came through to get here, the fire has gone out, but does it still look like a portal?
No.
Ah.
Can I try flying this wind?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's difficult because
Yeah.
the storm is really pelting
Can
down.
I?
Fair enough.
I'll ask after the way.
I mean, that's what I figured.
I was just like,
Essentially, the lightning which you guys had experienced upon entering this realm is now tenfold as the sky is split open like a sheet.
Dash action!
Okay, the Aarakocra is leading you towards the orb which had brought you to this plane. What are you guys doing?
we're running past the Azers and the volcano,
Correct.
right?
Which is blinking in and out of existence.
You want to try touch it?
Huh?
You want to try touch the
No, I was gonna see if there was any diamonds, but
Oh god.
Opportunistic.
I am very opportunistic. Characters. Alright, let's keep going. Yep.
Okay, you guys rush through the Eternity Storm, snakes now coming down at a great speed as behind you, just this through the reality and two shifting sides of this place is as the party runs towards the floating orb where you guys had originally entered this reality. The orb which Zook had created. You will put your hands on it and get ripped out of the dimension just before it collapses and is torn to shreds. All the creatures within that place now torn like pieces of a napkin with some angry toddler who's been denied his Coca-Cola. And in fact, as your consciousness shrinks and combines into a single point of light, and as the world and all the layers of reality shimmer and rotate around your now perfect form outside of any influence, as you travel at bullet train speed through a myriad of realities, you find yourselves all holding the orb, standing on top of the Zook Institute in Black Steel Castle, now known as the City of Perfect Gold, mere moments after you left.
I throw up on the ground.
I collapse and lay down.
Wait, no, not woman.
No?
Zook.
No, you're Zook. Yeah.
Didn't work, did it?
It worked.
I'll have to recalibrate. It
No,
worked.
no, 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 no.
We don't want to go through that again. But
You just left.
time is a interesting thing.
Something wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Go right.
That's an amazing reference.
So, what happened?
Well, and I'll pretend the same.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've got a cask of ale. I'm gonna fucking crack that open.
We
are regaling the story.
All fun. Unclogs the entire cask and just chugs it.
Of course, Doug will also drink
Yeah.
from the thingy.
Oh
Well-
yeah. Oh, that's got mayonnaise coming out of it.
So, they're gone?
One half of him, anyway. Apparently is a beast side.
We scared him off.
We killed him, and something reptilian came out of his body and then vanished like a teleport. But also a lady by the name of Melandria came and spoke to us.
Oh, that's the woman I noticed from scrying as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just, that's Melandre, the woman that was stopping her scrying, the one that we all kept seeing over and over again.
The channel blocker.
Yes.
What did she say?
She said for us to meet her.
And what, in like 2 days or
A
something?
few days.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. It's
Wait.
only recently that I've seen her myself.
She called herself the Watcher.
Watcher. And Zook, you can see him calculating. Get to the library. And he starts running down the stairs back into the Zook Institute.
Let's not do that damn portal shit again.
That's where Zook is going. What is the rest of the party doing?
We don't follow. Books are fun.
Okay. I think I've heard of her before. I'm sure. Somewhere around here.
Where did she ask us to meet her? The floating city of...
There'll only be one floating city.
Well, I mean...
The floating city of Ambior.
Right.
Right.
Andior.
So Zook runs down and
Yeah.
starts pulling book after book from his shelves, poring over them, lost in contemplation.
Do you know much about the floating city?
Roll history. Everyone roll history.
Oh, well,
That one.
that 20.
I got an 8. I got a 19.
Ooh,
So.
Okay.
Same thing.
Together.
Balance in the face.
Yeah.
In my
And then I was in the middle.
So essentially, in your training in the Castle of Glass, you've certainly heard of the city of Andior. In fact, it was one of the only other places in all of Elisia that is known to be a hovering, magically enchanted city.
So it's still around.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, it's created on a bedrock of great crystals, and amethyst, sapphire, and ruby. It's through this, beneath the city, this giant stalagmite of crystal that the arcane energy has been infused into, allowing the city to gracefully drift many miles above the ground.
So it moves and it constantly shifts.
Correct.
So, okay. I'm gonna be cheeky once again and hopefully not break the game too much.
Yeah.
Go to the crystal orb and try to scry the location of the
Okay.
city.
So you're within the Zook Institutes, just a mere room away, and as you run and essentially put your hands towards the orb, I need you to roll Arcana.
That is a solid Arcana.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid 8.
Unfortunately, it does not work.
But it was a solid 8.
Solid, yeah.
Zook, however, rushes back in with a book. The Watcher. Melandria. Strange.
What is she?
She was a great mage. 100 years ago. And he flips through a few pages.
Isn't she an elf?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. Well, he's about to.
yeah.
Not been seen. No record. Since then, she was said to go a bit mad. He flickers through a few more pages. She was rambling, ranting. She said that she'd found a way, a portal. I'm not sure the right word. Millions upon millions of worlds. She claimed that she could visit them all, and then she was gone.
It almost
A
sounds like a
multiverse.
Yeah. I hate myself.
Oh, yeah.
I hate myself for making that joke. And we
Well, we
broke it
went-
up.
Okay.
I waited a long time for that, haven't you?
Yeah.
D20 multi.
Thank you. So yeah, what is the party doing? Zook mentions that he needs more time to study, and he'll get back to you soon.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, looking out the windows, is anything weird happening with the sky or any crazy shit like we've seen in the past when we kill people of great importance?
And when we come back to the city.
Yeah.
The city's still here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's gone like.
Essentially, the sky is kind of rippling like waves in the ocean.
We did destroy a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
It's probably fine.
Yeah.
What's that great tear in the sky? It's probably not.
What's that half a volcano somewhere in the middle of the sea now?
Essentially, you guys are well attuned, and you can feel the reverberation of energy that echoes right through reality in all your forms. However, those less attuned to the natures and the world magics of the place don't really pay too much mind to it. It would be the same thing if you got a buzzing in your head, or
Like an itch in the back of your neck.
exactly. Most people just kind of shrug it off. You guys, however, would understand the importance of that.
I'll tell Zook we destroyed a dimension.
Well done.
Just not one of the prime ones. Just like
every,
a pocket
it's just every
dimension.
Saturday.
Will that do anything to us here?
A pocket dimension exists in a space that infinitely spirals inwards. Essentially, the only way to expand is to travel further into its own form. Therefore, a pocket dimension would exist only in a tiny point of existence. So its destruction would not cause anything too grand. As if you were to rip the material planes or nine hells, certainly would feel that. But a pocket dimension should go largely unnoticed.
Right.
Where did you get that? He points to the bag.
Oh, I got off his dead body.
May I?
Go ahead.
If this is what I think it is, he reaches into it.
Yeah, it's a pocket dimension.
And his whole arm vanishes into the bag. Bag of holding.
Oh, thank you.
Nicely found.
I will shake it out upside down and see if there's anything in it.
Turn it inside out so the things fall out.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, indeed.
I saw that stack of white paper.
All right. Some of that may be more useful than the rest, but
Oh my
items
God.
tumble from the bag itself.
I take it with Zook.
The
We can
Nemasai was on
identify this all as well. Okay.
Yes, in fact, Zook also identifies the two items, the
Oh, yes,
stone
the,
and the ring.
Gem in the ring.
It takes him a very brief amount of time
Sweet.
to cast the tech magic, and you just go, it's one of those, right? Yes, and this and this.
Shall I run through these quickly now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, a Jewel of Snowfall, when activated, causes a snowstorm. Roll a d6. The higher the roll, the more severe the storm.
Oh, that sounds like the Stone of Storms. Roll a
Reusable.
d8. The higher the roll, the more storms gather.
In fact, now that you have both of these, that effect is essentially doubled. Which means on a roll of a d10, if you would have had a 10, actually no, on a roll of a d12, if you would have had a 12, it would be a storm akin to what the Eternity Storm was as you left the pocket dimension.
Snakes.
Well, maybe not snakes, but certainly
No.
a terrible storm of
Anything we
lightning
want.
and thunder.
Ale.
Use that carefully, I would say.
While we were in the pocket dimension, I was thinking like, oh, should I make the storm worse?
Yeah. Essentially, Zook indicates that a lot of these items do also have sister items. If you can find both, the effects will be magnetized, multiplied.
Ring of fireworks. When thrown wherever it lands, it emanates a dazzling fireworks display for 5 minutes.
In fact, created by Glommen himself. Somehow ended
good
up
man.
in the position of Nemasai.
Have we seen Globin in a while?
Not for a while.
We should go check up on
You
that.
definitely should.
What's Robin, isn't it, Messiah?
Oh my gosh.
Powerful,
not a
magical another player character turned against us.
Dagger of Still Life. When a target takes damage from this dagger, they must make a DC 13 con save or be frozen in place for the next turn. Golden Lockpicks, +4 to any roll for lockpicking.
Oof.
Longsword of Chance, roll to attack and roll a d20 again. If it rolls under 10, the sword disintegrates, nullifying the attack. Above 10, it deals an extra 2d8 damage. I like that.
Nice.
Throwing Hammer, when thrown, deal 1d6 bludgeoning. Oh, baby! Throwing Axe.
Both of the throwing axe and throwing hammer, I didn't fit it on the card, also have the blink of return.
Oh my
So
god.
once you throw them, they reappear on your hilt.
I'll take the dagger.
Finally crafted Dwarven Hand Axe. 1d6 slashing that it returns to you.
Oof.
So, that's a fat stack, some might say.
That is,
Yes.
I would say that.
So,
I've
the
got what
party
I've needed.
and the scythe still
God.
emanates the crackling purple energies of the king of the... I still can't believe you made the save, though. They made the
That's
roll.
fantastic.
Oh, earlier this week, I mentioned Ollie, like, I'm gonna try to disarm him and take
Yeah.
the scythe, and he goes, well, I wasn't planning on having it die with him. It's a very, very small chance, but
Yeah.
you can give it a shot.
And he hits it with an nat 20.
Nat 20.
So the party finds themselves back home after a terrible ordeal that lasted all but a few moments in the pocket dimension of the king of the four lords of violence, Nemasai the Dragon Rider. Having been assured by the spectral form that the now beast form of Nemasai shall not last long, and in fact being called to the floating city of Andior, once you have put your affairs in order, that is essentially where we leave this campaign until the new year. So, essentially victorious, this dark elven woman, at your bequest, wishes to see you. After a couple of days in the city of perfect gold, under the new rule of King Argon, the party goes back to a less grand life, the adventuring aside for a moment, as they drink and tell stories of their great deeds. You guys witness grand peace sweep across Ukas. Those shadows, those creatures, unseen since the Iron War, that threat that loomed, the deaths of the innocents, and the perversion of a clean reality, driven back once more into the hells from which they sprung, with the Lords of Violence slain, along with the death of Lord Knife. You have, in effect, saved the great people of Ukast, and become part of the history of Elisia. The Black Winter Knights, known as some of the great champions of the realm, in fact, the protectors of all that is good. The land around you grows and shifts as the Age of Peace brings a flourishing of life. New cultures expand. The trade routes open Elisia worldwide. The cities take your stories, and through the mumbled retellings and taverns and the King of the Ring tournaments, wherever one can speak, scarcely far away are the words of the great knights, the protectors of the realm. That is where we're leaving Black Winter Knights for this
Year.
time, for this year. We will be back, however, with the start of the new campaign, featuring these lovely people, but a whole lot of new disturbing things that come out of my brain. Thank you guys so much for this journey. It's been really wonderful.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
This was the first game that I've ever DM'd.
Wow.
You guys were my introduction to D&D. You
did
guys,
well.
thank you.
Yeah.
You guys made this really, really enjoyable for me, obviously, because we've been doing it since, what, April? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm more than excited to see you all return, some of you with new characters, as you essentially make your way into the grand new campaign, the era which I have dubbed the New Age.
With the staff of Nemasai.
With the Scythe of Scars is the name of that weapon. Yeah,
Better not be the
that's-
next one to get corrupted.
Better watch
I've
out.
had too many losses.
that was a really cool way of
Wow.
of ending the campaign. Essentially, I want you guys to think about what your characters are doing because there's going to be a 6-month break before we start the new campaign. So, if
Well,
you've
only
got-
1 month.
Sorry?
1 month.
No,
Real
in,
life.
no, 6 months in game.
I know, I
In
just-
game. 6
Just wanted to
months.
just jump in there and just.
Everyone's gonna get real
Yeah,
disappointed now.
No, so 6 months, your characters have 6 months until essentially the next great event happens to you guys. So if you guys go away and think about what your character would like to do, now that Ukas is safe, in fact those dark creatures and stuff have all been eradicated through the slaying of Nyath, the many beasts, and of course the Lords of Violence. That wave of threat was essentially all entangled in the same web. You guys have broken those strands. So think about what your characters are doing in the 6-month break. It'll be 1 month in real time. We'll be back in January. And just thanks to everyone that supported the D20 Multiverse. It's real cool having you guys in chat and being along for the adventures. But most of all, thank you guys for coming with me each week to imagine stuff and roll dice. Because it's really, really a huge part of my life. Thank you.
Thanks for using your brain to make us all hate each other.
Enjoy the Scythe
I
of
mean,
Scars
I
and the
think-
Dagger of
I
the Fire
think
Lord.
one of my favorite things is Orthunk passing out, and every time he passes out, just throws the
The
jug.
Don't worry about me, but protect the jug. And enjoy the bag of holding.
Oh, yes.
I thought you guys would enjoy that.
I feel you should spend like the next 6 months attuning to the mug so that it's like your phylactery.
Oh, I could fill this with mayonnaise for months.
Phylactery.
You have thousands of gallons.
Oh my
If you
god.
guys,
Should
it
have
is
just sent the jug into the jug of holding.
yeah, it is essentially the bag of holding from 50, so you guys can look it up and see it's. I couldn't fit it all on a card, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is us for Black Winter Nights for the year. That is the end of the current arc, starting again in January. From myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, our lovely viewers, my lovely players, and the rest of the people that work here on the D20 Multiverse, I wish you good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and we'll be back in the new year. Thank you guys, honestly. So
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's as well.
Merry Christmas.
All of that.
Yeah.
Go Hanukkah.
Merry holidays.
There we go.
All inclusive here on the D20 Multiverse.
Thank you guys so much.
What's the
Enjoy.
skin you don't want to know?
Wow.
Alright, go.
All right.